Hey, hey. Yeah, yeah. Hey, hey. Fuck wrong with you, boy? You know what time it is, nigga. Better watch how you step in. Yeah. But that was my niggas. Hey, yeah. I'm in a yo. Got my nigga Rawan with me. But that was my niggas, it'll be an honor. You know what I'm saying? Under commanding General, your honor. That for my niggas, it'll be an honor and a blessing. Look, hey, straight off the top, I love all of my niggas. That shit ain't gon' stop till we on top when we ballin', my nigga. We be fly as fuck, you know them bitches be stalking my niggas. That shit'll never change, and it's the same with all my niggas. City to city, I should be at home. That's what my ribs say. But bitch, I'm grown. I'm in these streets and closed caption. Niggas know we bout that action. If a nigga play with me, then my Hakim gon' let him have it. Hey, think you the shit, this truth the shit. Nigga play, I let that Ruger hit. Get on them tracks, they be like, who is this? I'm rude with it. Ain't got no manners. All them pussy niggas talk the shit. Y'all know they can't stand us, but we UPK, Louisiana, bitch, that's what I'm rippin'. And my niggas solid number, real ones in my section. If you wanna get down, put your boots on, start stepping. Brotherhood is a weapon. Brotherhood is a weapon. Better watch how you steppin', cause brotherhood is a weapon. If I die for my niggas, it'll be an honor and a blessing. Better watch how you steppin', cause brotherhood is a weapon. Brotherhood is a weapon. Better watch how you steppin', cause brotherhood is a weapon. If I die for my niggas, it'll be an honor and a blessing. Better watch how you steppin', cause brotherhood. I lay my life down right now for all my sisters and brothers, because I love them. I see them dapping and hug them. It's amazing to see how well we adapt from the struggle. Born again from a life of sin, trapped in the gutter. My mind frame was to kill my own kind. Feeling inferior, waking up ready to die. Run with them killers, so it's just a matter of time. For why take your life or let you take mine? That's when I realized the slaves killing slaves while the white man live to get old. We in them graves, shit got me feeling played. I opened the Bible, went through them records, found out we was royalty, a nation to be respected. But in this world we rejected, we hated for our complex. Still fighting to get accepted. We hear the truth and reject it, but love is getting corrected. And all my niggas correct me. The commandments, the foundation we erected. Brotherhood is a weapon. Brotherhood is a weapon. Better watch how you steppin', cause brotherhood is a weapon. If I die for my niggas, it'll be an honor and a blessing. Better watch how you steppin', cause brotherhood is a weapon. Brotherhood is a weapon. Better watch how you steppin', cause brotherhood is a weapon. If I die for my niggas, it'll be an honor and a blessing. Better watch how you steppin', cause brotherhood is a weapon. Hey, hey. Hey, hey.
Don't let them take you out your spirit, gotta stay focused. Can't go back living how I was, cause it's repulsive. I don't ask for much, this all I ever wanted. And not killing, die behind it, you can quote me. Yeah, these hoes for the streets, they ain't holy. I ain't pulling up the spiritual when devils kiss your boots. We ain't no cowards, please don't say what you gon' do. Or post something on the internet you think you gotta prove. Cause I got Karak Ice, I got Shia War, got Kasarpakai, I got Imawan, got Kabataban, I got Tazaba, got Kakamaima, got Karanyala, got Yaragabar, Tribe of Issachar, bring out Gobble War. Couple young men in this bitch with an olive oil. If you ain't in these ranks, then you out of order. It's a time for everything right now, it's time for war. And I'm still the same nigga when I'm not recording. I pull up, shoot from half like I'm Michael Jordan. I don't think they fit to join the Lord's army. I survived a Christian church, moral of the story. I done beat so many demons, I got war stories. Gorman look so hardcore, look like I morphed on him. Appetite for battle, yeah, I'm war hungry. I ain't choose this life, the Lord chose me. I'm a certified priest and I don't take that lightly. How I feel about this shit, yeah, I can't describe it. I know they mad at me, cause I can't trust the white man. I gird up my loins and did something mighty. Yeah, what's done in private, it's gonna come to light. Speak the truth into these bones and watch them come to life. All my friends are dead, let loose all the plagues, yeah.
What it do? What it do? What it do? You know. Cult leader. Yeah. We speak the truth, but we a cult leader. Yeah. Well, listen, I'm a cult leader. Yeah. Well, listen, I'm a cult leader. Yeah.
It's Kool-Aid, a nigga that sip the Kool-Aid. That LaFrog, single barrel and goose. Got the coke going up on a Tuesday. Roast the false prophet like a gourmet souffle. Cause me no say spirit gun like you skate. Nigga might run up in that black face like Gucci. Boycott a cracker, kill your favorite rapper. Cause I run with G's like a Green Bay Packer. I chop a Christian like a new machete. When you polygynist, they look at you like R. Kelly. Still these women wanna do me like I'm Akinelli. West Coast sisters love me like a Machiavelli. Make these crackers lick the dust off my boots. We want no cowards in our camp and we ain't taking recruits. My crew the livest, y'all suckers is the jobbers. Niggas run their lips but they damn sure wouldn't try us. Nah, I ain't the same cat who used to break laws. They just rather see me as the same cause. Some rather remain lost. My brain washed with these stained thoughts. I be repping for my niggas riding for the same cause. Cult leader. Yeah. Well, bitch, then I'm a cult leader. Yeah. Better ask somebody, bitch.
Cult leader. Yeah. We speak the truth, but we a cult leader. Yeah. Well, bitch, and I'm a cult leader. Yeah. Well, bitch, and I'm a cult leader. Yeah.
Hey, Shalom, Israel. Y'all about some y'all shot bracket thumb to the brothers. Y'all some thumb about some y'all shot to the sisters. Police Officer Barack. I'm holding down Sabbath service for the ISUPK coming straight out of Phoenix, Arizona. If you look at the very bottom of the screen, matter of fact, do I got it on here? Damn, it's lucky. Let me see something. Hold on, y'all. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. See something. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Damn, I haven't got that lower thirds on this account. Yes, I do. See? Told y'all I knew what the hell I was doing. Let me see if I can get the other one. Yeah, let's do that. So, lucky, I'm using a different account today, so all my stuff ain't here, but here we go. All right? Like we always do it, right? That's our class location, 12416 North 28th Drive, Phoenix, Arizona, suite number 4. All right, right off of the corner of 28th Drive and Cactus. You come off of 28th Drive and Cactus. We are on the, what is this? This is the northwest corner. All right, right across from the Quick Trip. All right, you'll see our sign on suite number 4. Make sure y'all pull up, man. Tuesday through Friday, we got classes at 7 p.m. And every Saturday, we have our Sabbath service, which is today at 11 a.m. All right, we're here getting it on. All right, make sure y'all come into these classes. Of course, we all understand per the book of Exodus, right, the 20th chapter, the Sabbath service is not an option. All right, it's a commandment, so you have to keep the Sabbath. All right, and you have to congregate on the Sabbath, which means you need to come together with your brothers and sisters and celebrate the Sabbath together every week. That's a law. If you're not doing that, you're breaking the law. You're in sin. All right, unless you have some sort of reason why you can't make it. Don't make a reason. Just get in here. All right. Today, we are continuing on. We're going to be in the book of Genesis still, right? If y'all have been watching us for the past couple of months, we've been going through the entire Bible. We're going verse by verse, breaking every single verse of the Bible down in the so-called Old Testament in order. All right? In order. That's how we're doing it. So from our first week, right, talking about the creation and understanding the creation, I think that video got kind of jammed up with the connection. All right, but everybody in Israel is doing the same thing. We're all teaching the same thing every Sabbath. So any school you can go and you can. We all teach the same thing. So you can go to any school and look at their Sabbath service. We're all teaching the same thing, same topics. All right, we might focus on one thing more than another, but we all teaching the same thing. All right, so today we're going to be in Genesis the 19th chapter up into Genesis the 21st chapter. Okay. There's a few topics that we're going to have to come over. Now, if y'all watching online, you can see our class title is The Bond and the Free, because we're going to talk about something that we hear mentioned in the book of Galatians. All right. Paul talks about what we're about to read. If you know anything about, and I ain't going to spend too much time on this, but if you know anything about the so-called New Testament, they didn't have a New Testament book to reference. They was always referencing the so-called Old Testament. And we're going to be reading today one of the things that Paul references in the book of Galatians. We'll read it firsthand. Another thing, we're also going to see where the Moabites come from, all right, and the Ammonites. We're going to talk about incest today, brothers and sisters, all right? No pun intended. Pun intended, all right? We're going to talk about where the Moabites come from. We'll talk about why they look that way. You ever seen, the Moabites, they kind of look, you just talking about somebody with Down syndrome, right? Yeah. They got that same kind of thing going on. Now, look, ain't nothing wrong. You got a physical defect. All right, man, it is what it is. We don't shame nobody. However, we are going to, it's in the Bible, we got to talk about it. So we are going to talk about it. And shoot, if you Black, Hispanic, or Native American and you got Down syndrome, you can come in here. You understand? But today we're talking about the nasty Moabites, the wash pot of the Most High. All right. The Most High don't give a damn about sparing their feelings. And so I won't either. All right. I will not spare the nasty wash pot Moabites. But we're going to talk about where they come from. If y'all was with us last week, you kind of heard, excuse me, y'all, I'm having allergies this morning, but y'all heard that we was going to talk about this week. All right. I kind of prefaced this week's class last week. and I kind of talked about it. So we'll get into it, man. It's like I said, it's a lot of different things that we're gonna have to get into today, because we're reading 3 chapters out of the Bible straight through, and it's a lot. I could teach 4 classes based off of what we're gonna read today. All right, I could teach, what is that, 8 hours worth of class based off of what we're gonna read. We're gonna condense it down into an hour and a half. Okay. So with that being said, let me shut the hell up. We're gonna go ahead and open up with the prayers. Imagine, which means to stand. Panyak with down, which means to turn and face the east, which is that way. And we're going to begin. Once again, forgive me, y'all. I have some allergies. Bear with me. We're gonna begin with the Lord's Prayer. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Ayah, Shamka, Yahweh, Alakwaka, Tabah, Tazaka, Ayah, Aisha, Rataza, Kawa, Ayah, Bashamayim, Talanawa, Lacham, Kayawam, Wasalakanawa, Kawabatnawa, Kasalaknawa, Kawabatinawa, Wala'a, Abayanawa, Nasai1, Abal, Hawashai Nawa, Mayan, Raikaya, Lacha, Amalakwa, Allah, Matapara, I will love you. In the English, the Lord's Prayer. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come. Thy will be done. In earth, as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. And forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not to temptation. But deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom. And the power. And the glory forever. So be it. The cock, or the power in the Hebrew. Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Babakushai, Nathan Nawa Hakak, Hakak Rapa'ah, Kal Maka'ala, Wakal Madawa, Hakak Lata'ar, Hamat Azariah, Hakak Lakwayam, Hamathium, Hakak, Al-Rakawa, Atama Allah, Lagar Shem, Ba'ashem Yahushai, what I'm. In the English, the power. Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh, please give us the power. The power to heal all manner of sickness. And all manner of disease. The power to cleanse the lepers. The power to raise the dead. The power against unclean spirits. To cast them out. In the name of Yahweh, thank you, so be it. We're going to read the prayers to bless Israel, beginning with the Hebrew. Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Barak Lanawa, Wayasha Allah, Wahabayasa Parya, Barak, Ba'ashem Yahushai, so what we just said in English. Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh, bless us and Israel, and the school, in the name of Yahweh, thank you, so be it. Psalm the 121st chapter, beginning with the Hebrew. Asha'ah, Ayanya, Ahahayam, Ma'ayan, Yaba'ah, Isaiah, Ma'aim, Yahweh, Aisha, Shamayam, Rataza, Ayathan, Amawat, Ragalka, Ayanawam, Shamarka, Hana, La'a, Yanawam, Wala'a, Yayashan, Shawamar, Yasha'ala, Yahweh, Shamarka, Yahweh, Tazalka, Al-Yad, Yanyanka, Yawamam, Hashamash, La'a, Yakaka, Wayarak, Walayala, Yahweh, Yashamarka, Makal Rai, Yashamar, Atnapashka, Yahweh, Yashamar, Taza'afka, Wabawa'aka, Ma'aitha, I will learn. Hey, can you point that this way just a little bit? If you don't mind. Appreciate that. We're going to read Psalms 121st to what? Psalms 121st chapter in the English. I will lift up mine eyes unto the hills. From whence cometh my help? My help cometh from Yahweh. Which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Yahshua shall neither slumber nor sleep. Yahweh is thy keeper. Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. Yahweh shall preserve thy going out, and thy coming in. From this time forth, and even forevermore. All right, we're going to read Psalms, the 83rd chapter, beginning with the Hebrew. Alahayim, Adam Yalaka, Alpha Karaj, Wa Alpha Shakwat, Oh, Kayahana, Awayabika, Yahamaya 1, Ra'ash, Imaka, Yarayamwa, Sawada, Wayatha, Yaitazawa, Altazapawanyaka, Amarwa, Lakawa, Makaki Dum, Magaya, Wala'a, Yazakar, Sham Yasha Allah, Awada, Kaya, Nawaitazawa, Laba, Yakadwa, Alyaka, Barya, Yakarathwa, Ahawya, Adawam, Yashma'aliyah, Mawa'aba, Wagaryam, Gabal, Wamawan, Wamalak, Kalashaf, I'm Yeshavya, Tazawar, Gamashawar, Lalawab, Imam, Hayawa, Zarwai, Labanyalawat, Salah, Ashalaham, Kamadian, Kasaya, Sara'a, Kayabian, Manakal, Wayashwan, Ashamagwa, Ba'ayan, Da'ara, Hayawa, Daman, La'araba, Shayathamwa, Nada, Yamawa, Ka'ira, Kaza'aba, Kazabak, Katazal, Mana'ai, Kal, Nasai Kamwa, Ashar, Amarwa, Narasha, Lanawa, Af, Na'awaf, Alahayam, Alahaya, Shayathamwa, Kagogala, Kakwash, Lapanya Raka, Ka'ash, Sabaira, Ya'ira, Wakalahaba, Talahat, Aryam, Khan, Tawadatma, Masa'iraka, Wabasa, Wapathka, Tabalam, Mala'a, Panyaham, Kwalawan, Wabakwashwa, Shamka, Yahawa, Yabashwa, Wabahawa, Ayai, Wakaparwa, Wabadwa, Wadaiwa, Kayatha, Shamka, Yahawa, Labadka, Ayawan, Alka, All right, we're going to read Psalms 83rd chapter in English. Keep not thou silence, O God.
Keep not thy silence, O God.
Hold not thy peace.
Hold not thy peace.
And be not still, O God.
Be not still, O God.
For lo,
Lo,
thine enemies make a tumult,
thine enemies make a tumult.
and they that hate thee have lifted up the
They
head.
hate thee, lift up the head.
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people,
They take crafty counsel against thy people.
and consulted against thy hidden ones.
Consulted against thy hidden
They
ones.
have said,
They have said,
Come,
Come,
and let us cut them off from being a nation,
let's cut them off from being a nation.
that the name of Yasharallah
The name of Yasharallah
may be no more
will
remembrance.
be no more remembrance.
For they have consulted together with one consent.
They consulted together with one consent.
They are confederate against
They
thee,
confederate against
the
the
tabernacles of Edom,
tabernacles of Edom,
and the Ishmaelites,
the Ishmaelites,
of Moab,
Moab,
and the Hagarenes,
Hagarenes,
Gabal,
Baal,
and Ammon,
Ammon,
and Amalek,
Amalek,
the Philistines,
Philistines,
with the inhabitants of Tyre.
the inhabitants of Tyre.
Assur also is joined with them.
So also join with them.
They have hope in the children of
I
Lot.
hope for the children of Lot.
Salah.
Salah.
Do unto them as unto the Midianites,
Do unto them as unto the Midianites.
as to Sisera,
After Sisera,
as to Jabin,
after
at
Jabin,
the brook of Kisan,
Brook of Kisan,
which perished that endured.
preparing the Endor.
They became as dung for the earth.
They came as done for the earth.
Make their nobles like a red,
The number like a red,
and like Zael.
and like the air.
Yea,
Yea,
all their princes as Abba,
all the princes of the Baal.
and as Amunah,
And as a moon,
who said,
who said,
Let us take to ourselves
let's take to
the
ourselves
houses of
the
God
houses of
in
God
possession.
in possession.
Oh my God,
Oh my God.
make them like a wheel,
Make them like a wheel.
as the stubble before the wind,
As the stove before the wind.
as the fire burneth the wood,
As the fire burneth the wood.
and as the flame setteth the mountains on fire.
And the flames of the mountains on fire.
So persecute them with thy tempests,
So persecute them with thy temper.
and make them afraid with thy storm.
Make them afraid with thy storm.
Fill their faces with shame,
Fill their face with shame.
that they may see thy name.
Then receive thy name.
O Yahweh,
Oh Yahweh.
let them be confounded in trouble forever.
Then you can find in trouble forever.
Yea,
Yea.
let them be put to shame and perish,
Let them put to shame and perish.
that men may know that thou,
They may know that thou,
whose name alone
name alone,
is Yahweh,
is Yahweh,
of the Most High for all the earth.
most of all the earth.
All right, we're going to read the blessings in the Hebrew. Barakatah Yahweh,
Barakatah
Wa
Yahweh.
Yahweh Shai,
Wa Yahweh
Wa
Shai.
Ma'aka Allah,
Wa Ma'aka Allah.
Wa Lahayim,
Wa Lahai.
Wa Tazabi Ah,
Zabiyah.
Allah Wap Yahana,
Awap Yahai.
Allah Wapium,
Awap.
Hasaranyum,
Hasaranyum.
Hakotazayanyum,
Katzayah.
Akaya Yayum,
Akal Yahweh.
Wa Gwafim,
Wa
Yahweh,
Yahweh.
Wa Shem Yahweh Shai,
Wa Shim Yahweh Shai.
the Wadamun,
Wa Raman.
and the angels. Bless you, Yahweh,
Bless you, Yahweh.
and Yahweh Shai,
And Yahweh Shai.
and Michael,
Mike.
and the angels,
The angels.
commanding General Yahana,
Really Junior Yahweh.
the generals,
General.
the captains,
The captains,
the officers,
the officers,
the troopers,
the troopers,
and the sisters.
Innocent.
Yahweh, in the
Yahweh.
name of Yahweh Shai,
Name Yahweh Shai.
thank you, so be it.
Thank you so much.
Sorry while you're shopping, you can turn and be seated. All right. All right. So once again, we're going to be in Genesis. All right. We're going to be in the book of Genesis, the 19th chapter. And we're going to read beginning at verse 33. Probably into, I think, the second verse of chapter 20. All right. Genesis, the 19th chapter, verse 33. Wathashakwayan, Ath, Abayahan, Yayan, Balal, Slagi, Balayala, Hawa'a, Wathaba, Habakayara, Watha Shakab, Ath, Abaya, Wala'a, Yadai, Basha Kaba, Waba Koma, verse 34, Wayahaya, Mama Kharath, Wathamar, Habakayara, Al, Hataza Ayara, Han, Shakabathia, Amash, Ath, Abaya, Nashakwanwa, Yayan, Ram, Halayala, Wabaya, Shakabia, Amawa, Wana Khaya, Ma'abya Nawa, Zarai, verse 35. Verse 35. Wathasha Kwayawan, Gam, Balayala, Hawa'a, Ath, Abayahan, Yayan, Wathakwam, Hataza Yara, Wathashaba, Tashakab, Imwa, Wala'a Yadai, Bashakaba, Ubakoma, verse 36. Watha Hayo Slaki, Watha Haryan, Sathaya, Banwath, Lawat, Ma'aya Slaki, Ma'ab Han, verse 37. Wa Halad, Habakayara, Ban, Wahakora, Shamwa, Mawa'aba, Hawa'a, Awaya, Mawa'aba, Id, Hayawam, verse 38. Wahat Tazayara, Gam, Hawa'a, Yalada, Ban, Wakora, Shamwa, Ban, Imya, Hawa'a, Abaya, Banya, Imawan, Id, Hayawam. On into the the 20th chapter, the first verse of Genesis. Wayasai, Masham, Abaraham, Aratazah, Hanagab, Wayashab, Bayan, Kodash, Wabayan, Shawar, Wayagar, Bagara, verse 2, Waya Amar, Abaraham, Al, Shara, Ashafwa, Akathya, Hawa'a, Waya Shalak, Abaya Malak, Malak Gara, Waya Kwak, Ath Shara. All right. Okay, so now Salaki, y'all. Once again, I'm jammed up with these allergies, so bear with me, Baba Kushar. Try to get it going. All right. Try to get it going. These allergies got a brother jammed up. But of course, the Lord's work must be done, so we're gonna push through it. All right, go ahead and read starting at verse 33.
Look at Genesis chapter 19, verse 33 in English. And they made their father drink wine that night.
Who are these girls?
These are
Explain to the people what's going on right now.
Yeah, so these are the daughters of Lot.
Mm-hmm.
And as everybody knows, the story we listened on last week, I'm saying the Most High destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah.
Mm-hmm.
And only Lot and his family was saved. His wife was turned into a pillar of salt because they were told not to look back, and she looked back. They finally get to a cave in the mountains, and Lot's daughters believe that they're the only people left. So they we read at the end of the last week that they were going to give their father drunk to preserve him children.
So what are they doing essentially?
They're raping their father.
They're raping their daddy. They're raping their father to, in their mind, which this is just they're stupid as hell. Like you said, they believed that they was the only people left on the earth. They believed, and this goes to show, you have to understand how people think. When you go into the Bible, you have to read it according to what was actually how. You got to read it within that. I hate using this term, but I'm gonna use it. The cultural context. You have to. These girls believed that Sodom and Gomorrah was the entirety of the world. That's what they believed. Like their home in Sodom and Gomorrah, that's what they believed the population of the earth was. And so when Sodom and Gomorrah got destroyed and Lot went out into the wilderness with them, they believed there were no more people on the face of the planet. You have to read the Bible understanding that people think this way. You understand? You have to read the Bible understanding what you're reading. Okay. And so, like you said, so that's important that you brought that up, right? Because they believe that there is no more people on the face of the earth. They believe that they need to take it upon themselves to rape their father. I don't want to use that word. I hope I don't get taken off of YouTube. That's what it is, though.
It was say a sexual assault.
Yeah, but even then, like it ain't hitting home though. You get what I'm saying? Like that.
I know,
yeah, I understand. But point being is that's what they're doing, thinking that they're going to repopulate the earth because they just saw in their mind the entire earth be destroyed. All right. So the water for that. That was an excellent rundown of what's happening right now. So now they've gotten their father drunk. They got Lot drunk, and let's see what happens. Go ahead.
Okay. Continue verse 33. And the firstborn went in and lay with her father.
Where you at?
Verse 33.
Okay. Con. Go ahead.
Yeah. And the firstborn went in and lay with her father. He perceived not when she lay down, nor when she arose.
So he didn't even realize what was happening. He was drunk. There is this is why alcohol is something y'all brothers and sisters alike. Y'all must understand the power of alcohol. You got to calm down. All right, because alcohol, if abused, just like anything else, alcohol, if abused, can turn you into a plumb fool, an idiot. And we all understand this, but think about what's happening. The Bible is telling this account, so it must be true. This brother got so drunk. They got him so drunk that y'all understand what goes into having sex, right? Like, you know that it's a two-party system. The brother got to get aroused to be able, you get what I'm saying? I'm not trying to be vulgar, but I want y'all to understand something about what happened. They got this brother so drunk that he didn't even realize what happened. Like, he woke up the next morning thinking nothing happened. Not really. He got not realizing he got both of his daughters pregnant that night. Think about that. You got to be pretty goddamn drunk. Now, y'all might think this is a stretch. I think sometimes people look at this in the Bible and they say, no, they say it can't be true. This Bible's fake. Because why is it saying that he don't remember? Anybody know when they had sex? No, you don't, brother. You've never been. Listen, all of us got horror stories of when we was younger and we drank too goddamn much. We woke up, didn't remember a goddamn thing from the last night.
Yeah.
All of us got them goddamn horror stories. Go ahead.
I guess I've woken up, you know what I'm saying? This was back when I was in the world. I was
He telling on himself. Razan telling on himself.
Yeah.
Nah, go ahead.
No, but I got
It's good. Confession is good for the soul. Go ahead.
You know what I'm saying? When I stayed with some roommates, got drunk to a point, I woke up in the morning and there was some right in my bed that I didn't remember even talking to last night.
Ooh, wee. Yeah, see, that's dangerous, ain't it?
Nah, she
I'm
was like,
at good.
She let me have a good time. I was like, I don't even know who you are.
Damn. Razan cold. that was before Razan was Razan. That was before he was honorable. But but look, I mean, think about how dangerous that is. You could have got that broad pregnant, didn't even realize it. And so it's not far-fetched what we're reading. This is not a far-fetched. And some people also, because I keep my ear to the streets, all right? And some people also claim to say that the Bible allows for incest because of this story. Let's read the rest of this account. I'm going to bring you to a law, though, but read the rest of this account.
Okay. Verse 34. And it came to pass on the morrow that the firstborn said unto the younger, Behold, I lay yesterday night with my father.
That's disgusting. That is goddamn disgusting. Hey, guess what? Let's go to the law. Give me Leviticus, the 18th chapter. See, you believe that the Bible, because the Bible is talking about this, that means the Bible condones this. But there are laws against what happened. Incest is unlawful. Okay? Incest is absolutely 100% unlawful. A brother cannot lay down with their sister, a physical sister, like you got the same mother and father, or same father or same mother. You cannot lay down with your sister or brother. You cannot lay down with your mother. You cannot lay down with your auntie. You can't lay down with your nephew. You cannot commit the act of incest. It's unlawful according to the Bible. Stop trying to put this narrative on the Bible that because it talks about the bad, it's for the bad. See, this is the thing about the Israelite culture, all right, in our documents, right, which I'm referring to the Bible. We talk about the bad things that have happened probably more than we talk about the good things. Like, we know that we're going to rule. When the kingdom comes, the Most High is going to send Christ to establish the kingdom of heaven on earth, and the Israelites are going to rule over everybody. That's something that we love to talk about. But the Bible talks less about that and more about how we failed as a nation. And it talks about the downfall of us as a people. That is one reason why we understand that this Bible is not one-sided. It's not just trying to sell us a dream. The Bible tells us how we messed up. And that's how you know that this book is infallible, because it's giving us something. It's giving us a record that's not biased. We can understand where we failed at. We have shame in this Bible. In this Bible, when you open it up as an Israelite, you should be ashamed, because this Bible brings shame to your people. And it, at the same time, brings glory. But it doesn't leave one out for the other. This is an unbiased book, which is why we hold to it. The Quran will say that Allah is the omnipotent God. What's his name? What's the dude's name? I hate saying his name. Muhammad, right? Muhammad. They say, what do they say in Islam? They say, "Blessed be him, blessed be his name, cursed be he." All right, Muhammad, cursed be he. They bring him up in the Quran like it's like he's infallible, like he never did anything wrong. Meanwhile, he was having sex with Alicia. Excuse me, is that her name? Alicia?
I think so.
Aisha is what her name is. He was having sex with Aisha when she was 9, and he was a grown ass man. You understand? That's in the Hadith. Now, but that's not in the Quran, because the Quran not going to tell you how fallible Muhammad was and how much of a piece of garbage he was. He hated black people, just like Ishmaelites today. You go into their stores today, they hate black people. It's the same thing. Point being, though, what I'm trying to explain to y'all is that the Bible will give you the bad with the good. The problem is that you stop at the bad. Most people stop at the bad and they say, well, the Bible must support this. You read a story about incest in the Bible and you believe that the Bible supports incest. That's garbage. I want y'all to understand that there's more to the Bible than what you think is in the Bible. All right. The Bible has a law for everything. The Bible tells you can't have sex with animals. There's laws against bestiality in the Bible. You understand? The Bible covers every area. There's no gray area in the Bible. All right. Well, just like it covers adultery, murder, theft, it also covers what we're about to read. Give me Leviticus, the 18th chapter, and the start of verse 5.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 18, verse 5. Ye shall therefore keep my statutes and my judgments, which if a man do, he shall live in them.
Right. The Most High is telling us you got to keep his laws, statutes, and commandments. And if you keep these commandments, you got to live in them. This has to be your life, right? Keep going.
I am the Lord. Verse 6. None of you shall approach to any that is near of kin.
Now I say none of you. Who is the you here? Read verse 2 real quickly.
Verse 2. Speak unto the children of Israel.
That's who this is being spoken to. All right. I just want y'all to understand. So there's no gray area in the Bible. And there's going to be no gray area in my class either. Speak unto the children of Israel. None of you. Give me verse 6 again.
Verse 6. None of you shall approach to any that is near of kin to him to uncover their nakedness.
Right. You cannot approach anybody that is near of kin to you to uncover their nakedness. What does this mean? What does that mean to uncover? What does it mean to uncover somebody's nakedness?
See them naked, you know what I'm saying? Not even just see them naked, but to see them in a sexual way.
Right. Well, you're right, but what is it? Because is seeing somebody naked a sin? Like, if you walk in the bathroom, somebody forgot to lock the door. Are you in sin now because you saw somebody in the bathroom? What does it actually mean to uncover? You can't, exactly. That's what it is, right? And that's what we have to understand. Uncovering somebody's nakedness means that you have uncovered their naked. You uncovered their nakedness because you understand?
Yeah.
You indulged in that act. So it's unlawful, meaning against the law, meaning there's a punishment for it. You are in sin if you uncover the nakedness of somebody that is near of kin to you. Now, what do that mean? What do it mean that somebody near of kin to you? What do that mean? Well, luckily, like I just said about 3 times in a row, the Bible doesn't have any gray areas. It's going to outline what near of kin is to you. And what does kin mean? Kin means like your people. Kin, like if that's my kinfolk, that means that's my family. And so what the Bible is outlining is that there are people that are within your family, because we all family, right?
Right.
Like I can see a black or Hispanic sister on the street and I can say she my family, that's my sister, but she's not my father's daughter. She's not my mother's daughter, right?
Right.
But we all come from Jacob.
Right.
But she's not my near of kin. You understand?
Yeah.
So we're going to understand what near of kin is because the Bible is going to outline it because it covers all bases, unlike you. Keep reading.
Verse 7. The nakedness of thy father.
So you cannot lay down with your father. If you are a daughter to a father, you cannot lay down with that father. Go ahead.
Or the nakedness of thy mother.
You cannot have sex with your mother. And I understand that most of us today are like, yeah, that duh, right? But it had to be put in the Bible. Why? Because of people like Lot's daughters. Lot's daughters wanted that they had sex with their father to try to procreate. You would think that it's like, well, duh, you can't have sex with your daddy. Why would they even put this in the Bible? Well, they got to put this in the Bible because there are people like Lot's daughter.
Yeah.
You understand? Go ahead. You have something?
I was gonna say, you know what I'm saying? I believe it's at the end of this chapter or the next one, but it does say, you know what I'm saying, you have to put this in there because these are what the heathens were doing that were around us.
Yeah.
Now all laws come from like whatever the heathens did. Most of make sure that we knew that we can't do those same things.
That's why we can't get lineups. Y'all know that the reason why we can't have lineups as Israelites is because the Egyptians got lineups. They were obsessed with making sure that the corners of their head were just tapered off perfectly. They were obsessed with it. They would wake up like, you know how like people will wake up and shave in the morning.
Yeah.
They would wake up in the morning and they would taper off the corners of their hairline because they were obsessed with it. And so that's why the Lord says that we can't have lineups because we're not like them. A lot of the laws, that's excellent that you said that. A lot of the laws that we have in the Bible are because the other nations that were round about us at that time, excuse me, y'all. Like I said, I'm fighting these allergies. The other nations that were round about us at that time were doing these things ritualistically. They was having sex, like what we talking about right now. They was having sex with their mothers and their fathers ritualistically. They would go into their little pagan temples and they would have ritualistic sex. That's why the Lord don't like no lewd activities for the children of Israel. Like sex is between a husband and a wife. That's it. That is what sex is. But they was making it to where sex became a ritualistic, idolatrous act. And so that's why the Lord had to put these things in there. And like you said, the Egyptians, we can go right now. We can look. What's the story? Seth and his sister, right? In the Egyptian.
It was not Seth. It was I know what we're talking about.
I think it was Seth and his sister.
Seth, I think it might have been Seth. Yeah, the sister had to be separated by that fact that they were.
Yeah,
that's how the sky and the earth was made.
Yeah, exactly. And but the story goes that they had sex with each other. The brother and the sister had sex. But instead of it being like the Bible where it condemns it, in Egypt customs, it was like that was how the earth was formed. So it was a beautiful thing that the brother and sister had sex. So brothers and sisters would ritualistically have sex. And so we witnessed that. We was in Egypt for 430 years. We was in there for a long time. The same, like you think about Black and Hispanic people in America today, we have taken so many of the American ideologies and included them. We're all American now. The way I'm talking, I know it sounds like I'm talking like a nigga, but this is American accent. Even the way I speak is American. Like we put our little flavor on it, but this is still an American accent. You go to, I think I got like kind of like a Midwest kind of accent because my father is from the Midwest, and I think I got it from him. But point being though, who were the original Midwesterners? Italians. Right. The people that came to the Midwest in America when America was first established, it was the Italians and the Irish. Same thing with New York. That New York accent you got ain't Black. You understand? And so point being is, our people have been in America for so long. Everything that we do, the way we walk, the way we talk, everything comes down to what we've been taught in America. So now think about the same amount of time we spent in Egypt. We've been in America about 400 years, right? Well, in Egypt, we was there for about 400 years, 430 years. And so we picked up things that the Egyptians did along the way. And like I said, what's so heavy about what you said is because the Lord, a lot of these commandments are shedding us from the Egyptian ideology. You understand?
Right.
Like that's what this whole thing is. That's once again like why you can't get lineups. That's why you can't shave your beard. You know, Egyptians were notorious for being clean-faced. Now I know y'all looking at me like, Parak, what's up with you then? I just can't grow one, brothers and sisters. I apologize. All right, I got a little something down here. That's it. That's all I got right now. The Lord might bless me with one. I don't know. The point being, right, they would shave their face purposely. Every morning they shaved their face, make sure that they were clean face, smooth face like a baby because it symbolized youth to them. And they worshiped youth like a god, just like we see in America. They drinking baby blood. Y'all think that what's that called when they drinking that blood? It's something that they do. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, y'all know what I'm talking about, but you know what I'm talking about?
It's not the blue. Not the blue.
It's called something. I can't remember what it's called. But anyway, oh man, it's gonna bother me. But if y'all watching online, y'all probably know what I'm talking about. This ain't no conspiracy theory. Many of them, they'll admit to it. Like Megan Fox, she admits to the fact that she drinks blood. Her and Machine Gun Kelly, they drink blood. They tell you that. And they drink it for the properties they believe that it gives them youth. Anyway, I'm going far off, but I want y'all to understand that they worship youth like a god. And so We're not allowed to be like them. That's my point. I'm just trying to bring it right back on home. All right. We're not allowed to be like them and worship the things that they worship. You have something?
Yeah, so if I could just continue on with like earlier, you know what I'm saying, just talking about not being like them, you know, how the Egyptians were obsessed with clean shaven.
Yeah.
And us being under America, you know, we know that America is spiritually Egypt. Americans are also obsessed with being clean shaven, but for them it comes from a place of pedophilia.
Yeah,
Because
absolutely.
The Romans and Greeks, they wanted you to be clean shaven because it make you look like a young boy. They were obsessed with you looking. They were obsessed with some of them. They said they couldn't touch a young boy, but they wanted you to look young. So it's like they were being with the young with the young boy. And some of them just were with young boys. Like so that's these are like, so when you want to be clean shaven, remember
Adrenochrome. My bad. Salakia. I just had to look it up. Adrenochrome. That's they drinking baby's blood for the adrenochrome, which is I'm sorry, Yak. I know I just cut you off, but that was gonna bother me so bad. But that's why they drinking the baby. They've drinking the baby's blood for adrenochrome, which is it's supposed to be something that comes from children's blood that makes you more youthful. It fixes your wrinkles, and it's not true, but that's what they worship that for that. So Salaki, but that goes into what you're saying, right? Because America's customs are the same thing. Like America is so fascinated with youth. That's where that fountain of youth comes from. They fascinated with youth the same way that the Egyptians was. Go ahead, Salaki. I'm sorry for cutting you off.
That was really interesting. Just you know, saying about those customs, just brothers and sisters that are watching that might not be in the school looking into it. When you want to be clean shaven, a lot of times you think you want to be clean shaven because that's how you want to be. A lot of times you're influenced. Most of them you're being influenced by American culture. American culture tells you to be clean shaven, not because you want to be. That's what's being told. You've been told you want to get that job, go shave your beard.
Right.
But why do you have to shave your beard? Why? Because the people that they get that custom from were into pedophilia. And these are the same people. They're not different. They're the same people. They just got a different name now.
Yeah. You know, and look, it gets deep, man. It gets deep. The clean shaven face is to make you look younger, it does go into pedophilia. But then, what's the ideal woman in America? The ideal woman is a short, petite woman.
Yeah.
She 5'2", 100 pounds. That's what they like. Now the models sometimes they be a little bit taller, but they always super skinny and they have this very young looking face all the time. They get Botox in their face because they want to remove the wrinkles because they want to look young. That goes back to Roman customs. The Romans treasured youth so much that they would do the same things that you find Americans today doing. They would do things like drink children's blood because they believe that will make them younger. They'll put shots in their face. Excuse me, y'all. They'll put shots in their face to make them lose the wrinkles. And they were notorious for pedophilia. They were involved in what was called pederasty. They would hire young children, young boys, not girls, young boys between the ages of 7 and 12 to go be around their house like a maid kind of, and they would have to wear like little to nothing because they treasured that youth so much that it was a pedophilic lust that they had.
Yeah.
And so what I'm saying is just going back to what you brought out, like that's why the Lord puts these things in the Bible, tells us, hey, don't be like the nations round about you. They don't have morals. And that's the problem with so many people right now in America. The same thing we're having a problem with right now is the same thing that the Lord saw in Egypt. These people don't have morals. They live by do what thou wilt. Do whatever the hell you want to do. What makes you feel good must be good for you. But we know that that's not true. Right?
Yeah.
And so let's read. Let's read what your near of kin is. I'm sorry. I know we're taking a little bit of time on this, but it's important. All right? It's important. Let's read what your near of kin is, because remember, we talking about the sin that Lot's daughters committed. All right? Give me Leviticus 18 and just start off at verse 7.
Look at Leviticus chapter 18, verse 7. The nakedness of thy father or the nakedness of thy mother thou shalt not uncover. She is thy mother. Thou shalt not uncover her nakedness.
Now, once again, you think that you wouldn't have to say this to people. You would think that, damn, I came out of her womb. I shouldn't lay down with my mother. You would think that people would just not even think about that. But there are some wicked, sick people out here. You would think that a daughter would understand that she should not lie down with her father. But there are some wicked, sick, disgusting people, like Lot's daughters. So the Lord is putting this in here for good measure to make sure that you understand that this is unacceptable. This is unlawful. Yes,
I'll give a quick example. I don't know if he's famous or if he's a TikToker or something, or YouTuber. I don't know what he does. I don't even know the brother's name. There was a video of a brother put out. It was a short clip. I believe it was his mom's birthday. She starts twerking. He starts, slapping her ass, and she's like laughing about it. Like she's like giggling. Like it's just like this. Something like it's just like this. Just not new to them. They do this all the time. Like that should never be okay. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's disgusting. That's a terrible thing. But once again, I bet there was black, wasn't it? But I bet they learned it from America. Like America teaches you. That's what we were just talking about. America teaches you to be like this. That's an excellent example because that one step closer to uncovering your mother's nakedness. Where do these sisters come out of their mind thinking, oh, that's my husband? They're talking about their son. That's my husband. That's my baby. Like they talk about their children like they're married to them or like that's their boyfriend.
God, what's this?
He's so handsome. Ooh-wee. Y'all gotta calm down with that. It's one thing to say that your son is handsome. Absolutely. That's a good thing. But some of these sisters go as far to say that's my hubby. Bitch, do you not realize that is your son, not your husband? The husband is the nigga that you made that put seed inside of you to make that boy. Stop calling these boys your husband. Don't do that. That's weird. But that's American. That's why I say we've been in America for 400 years. We have taken on the identity that they have given us. We no longer have the identity of being Israelites. Now we have the identity of being hoodlums and hood rats. And that's only because that's what they have given. They've given us those titles and we accept them. We love them. That's why Sexy Red came out. I'm sorry, y'all. I know we got to keep reading, but Sexy Red came out with, what was it, a lip gloss collection? Lip gloss line. And it's about like the names of the flavors are STDs and like all types of disgustingness. Like you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I heard about it. Yeah,
I looked at the thing. She got a package. It come in like a package of like 8 different lip glosses, and the flavors are named after like gonorrhea. Like she had her persona is being a nasty ass bitch. Excuse my language, but like a hood rat scum. She has taken on that persona. That's her persona.
Yeah.
But our oppressors gave that title to her, and she accepted it. Before she became an artist, she accepted that title. That's who she was. Even like, I ain't gonna go into it, but point being that, like that, y'all gotta understand that and that's why when like people get upset at us for pointing out the crimes of our oppressor, but they have been so crafty. They have made us to believe that we're nothing. You know what our name means? Our name is Yasharala. None of us have a last name. All right. None of us have a surname. All right. Our name is what we've been called. Having a last name is American, like Johnson and I don't know. Why can't I think of any other last names right now? But like Johnson and Williams and things like that, right? That is American, having a last name. Our last name, if you want to call it that, is Yasharala. We just have what our name is, and then what nation we come from, which is Yasharala. The name Yasharala means prince of the power. We are princes and princesses for our sisters. That's our identity, but our oppressor has put on us names like Sexy Red, like Glorilla. Think about that. You can't be no goddamn princess and your name is Glorilla. You understand? Like you're putting on yourself like this masculine, I don't need no nigga type of spirit. That comes from our oppressor. So point being, I know we're going off just a little bit, but I want y'all to understand that this is American culture. That's what we're trying to fight right now. Okay, let's keep reading. All right, let's once again, let's try to figure out who is near of kin to you. Who can you not have sex with? Because you cannot have sex with the near of kin to you, right? Read that again, Baba Kasha.
Leviticus chapter 18, verse 7. The nakedness of thy father or the nakedness of thy mother thou shalt not uncover. She is thy mother. Thou shalt not uncover her nakedness.
Go ahead.
Verse 8. The nakedness of thy father's wife shalt thou not uncover. It is thy father's nakedness.
Right. The nakedness of thy father's wife. This also supports this. Learning something on the way to learning something, we understand that this means that polygyny is something that was practiced. Because your father's mother, your father's wife is not your mother. This isn't saying your mother. This is saying your father's wife. Because your father may have more wives than just your mother. That's just what our culture was. We had multiple wives. Now, what this is telling you now, that would be adultery, right? If you have sex with your father's wife, that would be adultery in and of itself. But regardless of that, that woman is still your near of kin. So you cannot lay down with your father's wife, right? Go ahead.
Verse 9. The nakedness of thy sister, the daughter of thy father, or the daughter of thy mother.
Now, because we all understand that you might have like what people call half sisters, right? If that's your your father's daughter, or whether it's your mother's daughter, you cannot lie down with her. Why? Because that's your near of kin. She's too close of kin to you. And how we know that this is, once again, we see that this is a law in the Bible, but how we know that this is of the Most High, if a brother and sister deal with each other, right? Have sex with each other. The Lord has made it to where your genes, when you try to mix them, you will create a child that has mental defects, physical defects. It won't come out the way that it's supposed to. It's not going to come out. You're not going to have a normal child with your brother or with your sister. And the reason why is because the Lord has made it that way. And the Lord is outlining this. He's telling you, hey, don't lay down. Like if you need any proof about the law being something that we should follow, that's proof enough. Everybody knows that incest is cause for children to come out with defects at birth. They come out with defects. We was talking about Down syndrome earlier, which is why damn Moabites look the way they look, right? But we understand that incest causes those types of defects. Well, nature teaches you that. But instead of allowing nature to teach you that, just read the Bible and you'll find out that the Bible is telling you, hey, don't do that. The Lord warned you not to do that. Go ahead.
As a matter of fact, sir, they say that King Tut had defects because he was born of incest.
Yeah, I've heard that. Yeah, I've heard that.
I can't remember what exactly was it they say he might have had. That's, once again, you know what I'm saying? That's the Lord showing, or nature showing that you can't sleep with somebody that's near to you, like right. That's that close of kin, because you're, you know what I'm saying, you're too closely related.
Right.
The blood's not going to properly mix together. The DNA, the genes don't mix well like that.
Yeah.
When we're that close.
Yeah, exactly. And so the Lord, he put this in the Bible just so, once again, he covered all of his bases. Like when we read the first 5 books of the Bible, when we read these laws, the Most High didn't leave any gray area. He made sure that we know this is what it is, right? He gave us the choice between life and death. If you want to indulge in incest like these girls did with their father, then you're gonna have to reap the consequences. Moab is the Most High's wash pot. You understand? Like, and we understand, once again, we can see it today. We can see in their facial features, we can understand that there's something wrong with them. You can see that. Anyway, I'm not trying to, like I said, I ain't trying to harp too much on that, but let's keep reading. Who else is your near of kin? Go ahead.
I'll start from the beginning. The nakedness of thy sister, the daughter of thy father, or the daughter of thy mother, whether she be born at home or born abroad, even their nakedness thou shalt not uncover. Verse 10. The nakedness of thy son's daughter.
Thy son's daughter is what? Your granddaughter, right?
God.
This is covering all bases. You would think that you wouldn't have to say these things, but you have to, right? Because there are people that believe that you can do whatever you want. They don't have morals in their mind, right? Keep going.
Or of thy daughter's daughter, even their nakedness thou shalt not uncover, for theirs is thine own nakedness. Verse 11. The nakedness of thy father's wife, of thy father's wife's daughter.
Right, thy father's wife's daughter. This girl ain't even related to you, but you're not allowed to deal with it. That's out of order. You like what we say in the school sometimes is you're gonna mess up the family cookout. You understand? But that's out of order. You are not allowed to deal with your father's wife's daughter. So it's outlining who you can, that these are your near of kin. You surely cannot do what Lot's daughters did. You surely cannot lay with your father, but it goes a little bit deeper than that. You can't even deal with your father's wife's daughter. Go ahead.
Your stepsister today.
Your stepsister. Oh man, they love that, don't they? But that's unlawful. It's unlawful to deal with your stepsister. You can't. That's against the law. Keep reading.
I can't. The nakedness of thy father's wife's daughter, begotten of thy father, she is thy sister. Thou shalt not uncover her nakedness.
Mm-hmm.
Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy father's sister.
That's who? That's your auntie. You can't deal with your auntie. This is law. It's important for us to read these things. We got to understand these things. Especially we talking about incest right now. Right? You can't deal with your auntie. Keep going.
For she is thy mother's, for she is thy father's near kinswoman.
So you can't deal with her because she's your father's near kinswoman. There's a network of people that you just can't deal with. We all family, right? We all come from Jacob, right? We all come from the 12 tribes. However, there are certain people within this family that you cannot deal with. They're just too close in relation. Keep going.
Verse 13. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy mother's sister, for she is thy mother's near kinswoman.
Now, we can't read the rest of this, right? Because it's going to take up too much time. If on your own time, read Leviticus, the 18th chapter. That's going to tell you who you can and cannot have sex with. All right. It's going to tell you who is your near of kin. All right. And it's going to explain to you who you're not allowed to uncover the nakedness of. Uncovering the nakedness of somebody means to lie down with them and have sex with them. All right. So Leviticus, the 18th chapter, if you read that through, you'll find that there are many people that are near of kin to you that you're not allowed to lie down with. You can't deal with your niece. You can't deal with your auntie. You can't deal with your sister, your mother. All right. And so what we read in Genesis, the 19th chapter, is Lot's daughters breaking this commandment. Because once again, they believed that they were the only people left on the face of the planet. And for some reason, they believed that they had to repopulate the earth. And instead of going about it any other way, they decided to get their father drunk out of his mind, put him in a stupor, and lie down with him to try to create more children and repopulate the earth, right? Well, read from where we was at. Give me Genesis 19, where we was at.
34.
Read Genesis 19 to 34.
The book of Genesis, chapter 19, verse 34. And it came to pass on the morrow that the firstborn said unto the younger, Behold, I lay yesterday night with my father. Let us make him drink wine this night also.
They try to get him drunk again. Go ahead.
And go thou in and lie with him, that we may preserve seed of our father.
So now the first daughter went and got the brother drunk, lied down with him, date raped him, Excuse my language. That's what it is, right?
Yeah.
And then the next morning, excuse me, y'all. Like I said, I'm fighting these allergies. So lucky, y'all gotta forgive me. But the next morning, the others, she tells her sister, do the same thing I did. We both gonna have these babies. And I want y'all to understand as we read it, there's something spiritual about this. The nation of Moab and the nation of Ammon, there's something spiritual about their inception. But let's keep reading. You have something you want to say?
Alas.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, read.
Verse 35. And they made their father drink wine that night also. And the younger arose and lay with him. And he perceived not when she lay down, nor when she arose. Thus were both of the daughters of Lot with child by their father.
Yeah, that's a nasty thing, man. Both of them girls got pregnant, right? And we're gonna find out what comes of them. Keep going.
Verse 37. And the firstborn bare a son, and called his name Moab. The same is the father of the Moabites unto this day.
So the first girl, right, the first daughter, her son, the child that she had, was Moab. Who are the Moabites today? They're the so-called Chinese. The Chinese in the roundabout countries that they got, right? The Koreans are also Moabites. Who else? The Koreans, like the Tibetans. Those are all children of Moab, right? Keep going.
Okay. And the younger, verse 38. And the younger, she also bare a son, and called his name Ben Amin.
Mm-hmm.
The same is the father of the children of Ammon unto this day.
So it say Ben Ami, but that's what the name is Ammon. And Ammon, we understand, are the Ammonites, which are the so-called Japanese. And even to this day, a Japanese person will tell you they're not the same as a Chinese person. They're different. I know we black, we call everybody Chinese. But the Japanese are a totally different nation of people. They're a separate nation, a separate lineage. Both of them look retarded, excuse my language.
Right.
Because both of them are children of incest. And they all look like that because they are children of incest. Nature itself teaches that incest is unlawful. It teaches you that naturally. You understand? People make jokes about like these people in the South because they all just having sex with each other, they brothers and sisters and all of that. And they have these retarded children. Excuse my language. I know a lot of people, forgive me if I'm being offensive. I try not to be offensive when possible. But these mentally challenged children, they got facial features that you can tell they got something wrong with them. Well, the Ammonites and the Moabites, they got those same facial features because they are children of incest, and it's carried with them through generation and generation. Hey, Khan, true, Mawa Abba and Ima One, those are the ways that you say those things in Hebrew. Mawa Abba is Moab, and Ima One is Ammon. Well done. Well done. I appreciate that for putting that in the chat. Put that on the screen for you. Go ahead up. You got something?
I was like, you kind of beat me to it. Mm-hmm. Just to bring out real quick, Moab's name, Mawa Abba, the root word in that is father.
Mm-hmm.
Of and Ma meaning of and Wa meaning doth.
Yeah. So
she named her son of the father.
Yeah. She, that name Moab means incest. that's what it means. You understand? But once again, now we can't read too deep. I don't know what them girls was thinking. Once again, all we can read is what was there. They said that they feel like they gotta repopulate the earth. Maybe they had good intentions. That's still dumb as hell though, because once again, it goes against nature. Everybody knows in their mind that you should not lie down with your father. Like the law of dealing with near of kin, everybody understands that. Nobody feels like they should lay down with their sister or lay down with their mother, right? And if you do it, it's taboo. It's something wrong with that. Like it goes against your moral. The Lord had to put this in the Bible to show this is wrong. Don't do that. It just solidifies your morals just a little bit more. Like the Lord said he was going to put his law on our inward parts, right? We all know when we're doing something wrong.
Right.
We know stealing is wrong. We know murdering is wrong. We do it anyway because we feel like we can get away with it. But at the same time, the Lord put these things in the Bible to show, to reaffirm your morals. You know you're not supposed to do this. Them girls knew they weren't supposed to do that. They knew they weren't supposed to do that. We're not stupid. You understand? And so, but point being though, just going back to the point, right? What you said was absolutely heavy, right? They named their sons after the incest that they committed. Now let's keep reading, right? Let's go into Genesis, the 20th chapter. We're gonna move on to the next topic we're gonna talk about. Like I said, there's a few things we got to talk about. We spent a lot of time on that actually, like an hour, I think. But let's move on to the next topic. Go ahead.
Come on. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 20, verse 1. And Abraham journeyed from thence toward the south country, and dwelled between Kadesh and Shur, and sojourned in Gerar.
Mm-hmm. Now we're about to get into something else. Y'all gotta now pay attention to this. I'm talking to specifically what I'm about to talk to is brothers in the school, brothers that are going to deal with people that come against the Bible. They're going to use what we're about to read against you. They're going to try to say, that was this pop-up. They're going to try to say that Abraham was a liar. He was a sinner. We're going to find out whether or not he was a sinner or not, right? Read verse 2.
Verse 2. And Abraham said of Sarah his wife, she is my sister.
He said what?
She is my sister.
So what did he do? He come into this land, right? This land that he never knew, right? Coming into this new land, and he tells the leaders of that land that Sarah is Abraham's wife, but he tells them Sarah is his sister. So what did he do essentially? He lied, right? Did Abraham sin by doing this?
Lied.
Why not?
This wasn't the type of lie that'll get somebody killed or hurt.
What is the law against telling a lie in the Bible?
Can't be you can't bear false witness.
That's one. There's two. There's two laws against lying to somebody or about somebody. What are the two? What's the other one? Thou shalt not bear false witness. That's true. That's in the book of Exodus, the 20th chapter. But what's the other law? We talked about this a couple weeks ago, I think.
I can't remember the other one.
The scriptures also say, thou shalt not deal falsely with thy neighbor. What does it mean to deal falsely? It does mean to tell a lie, to swindle somebody, to trick somebody, to lie, right? Did Abraham break this law by going in talking to Abimelech and telling him that this is my sister? Did he lie?
He did lie.
He did lie, but did he break a commandment?
I'll say lie.
No, he didn't. He didn't break a commandment. What we have to understand, like, who's going to use this against us is Muslims. When you get into these conversations about the Bible and the validity of the Bible and our forefathers, Muslims will attack the Bible. They'll try to say that the Bible, like what we just talked about with Lot and his daughters, Muslims specifically will try to say that the Bible is invalid because it talks about incest. And they try to make it seem, now we talked about it for an hour. I don't want to spend too much time on that, but they'll try to make it seem like the Bible supports incest because it talks about an account of incest, right?
Right.
And I just taught y'all how to fight that, to combat that. The Bible tells you can't deal with no near kin. So what they did was unlawful. What the Bible is doing is just giving an account, understanding where these nations come from, not supporting it, right? Same thing with this. So when you look at this, right, it's like I said, it's usually Muslim people that will try to use this account to try and tell you that the Bible is invalid because Abraham was a liar. When Abraham was not a liar, he was a friend of God, right? What Abraham did here is he used wisdom. He understood the nation of people that he was dealing with. When he came into this nation, he understood that if they know that this is his wife, because of the covetous nature of these people, they're going to kill him. they'll kill him so they can take his wife. But if it's his sister, well, now they can try to spit game at her, but it's like they might treat him better because they think they can get to him. I'm just gonna get to her through him. You get what I'm saying? But it's just wisdom. It's just like I said. This is not Abraham being a coward. This isn't him being going against the commandments or anything like that. Abraham was just using wisdom, and sometimes you got to use wisdom. You got to, and we'll find out why, right? Because we're gonna read this whole account. And we'll understand that it was important that he did this, right? Keep reading.
Verse 3. But God came to Abimelech in a dream by night and said to him, Behold, thou art but a dead man. For the woman which thou hast taken, for she is a man's wife.
Mm-hmm. So the Most High came to him in a vision and said, what? He said, you are about to be a dead man. You're a dead man walking because you've taken this girl thinking that you can have her as your wife, but she's already somebody's wife. I'm just kidding. She's already somebody's wife. She already belongs to somebody else, right? Keep going.
Verse 4. But Abimelech had not come near her. And he said, Lord, wilt thou slay also a righteous nation? And he said, not unto me. So it's like it. Verse 5. He said, not unto me, she is my sister. And she even herself said, he is my brother. In the integrity of my heart and innocency of my hands have I done this.
Right. So Abimelech is pleading with the Lord, like he's saying, well, I didn't do nothing with this girl. He said that he was his sister. I mean, that she was his sister. But regardless, I ain't done nothing with this girl, right? Keep going.
My God. Verse 6. And God said unto him in a dream, Yea, I know that thou didst this in the integrity of thy heart. For I also withheld thee from sinning against me. Therefore suffered I thee not to touch her.
Go ahead.
Verse 7. Now therefore restore the man his wife, for he is a prophet. He shall pray for thee, and thou shalt live. And if thou restore her not, know thou that thou shalt surely die.
Mm-hmm.
Thou and all that are thine.
Mm-hmm. Well, this goes to show that the law of adultery existed before Exodus the 20th chapter, because in Exodus the 20th chapter it was written down, it was codified that thou shalt not commit adultery. However, we're in Genesis the 20th chapter and we read that the Most High has never allowed adultery. I just want y'all to understand that as we reading this, right? But keep going.
Verse 8. Therefore Abimelech rose early in the morning and called all his servants and told all these things in their ears. And the men were sore afraid. Then Abimelech called Abraham and said unto him, What hast thou done unto us? And what have I offended thee, that thou hast brought on me and my kingdom a great sin? Thou hast done deeds unto me that ought not to be done.
So Abimelech going after Abraham like, hey, brother, you was finna get me killed. You said this wasn't your wife. I thought she was free game. You finna get my whole nation destroyed, my whole empire. You're going to destroy it because you wanted to lie and say this wasn't your wife, right? Keep reading.
Okay. Verse 10. And Abimelech said unto Abraham, What sawest thou that thou hast done this thing?
And now we're going to understand why Abraham said what he said, right? Verse 11.
Okay. Verse 11. And Abraham said, Because I thought surely the fear of God is not in this place.
They said, look, Abraham, like, I can't tell. Once again, like I said earlier, I can't tell these people that this is my wife because they are a covetous nation and they're going to try to kill me to take my wife. If I say that this is my sister, they might even treat me better to try to get closer to her. And we only here for a little bit, so we just play the game while we're here. Right? Keep going.
Okay.
Excuse me.
And they will will slay me for my wife's sake.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 12. And yet, indeed, she is my sister.
Mm-hmm.
She is the daughter of my father,
Mm-hmm.
but not the daughter of my mother. And she became my wife.
So now what do this mean? We got to stop and talk about this, because a lot of people will also try to say, well, what do we just read in, what was it, Leviticus the 18th chapter?
Yeah.
When we read in Leviticus the 18th chapter, we read that you cannot lie down with the daughter of your father because she's near of kin to you. So Abraham just said, she is my sister because she's the daughter of my father, but not the daughter of my mother, and she became my wife. So now this is something that we have to understand, because people will also utilize this verse to try and say that the Bible supports incest, right? And of course they in that they will try to invalidate the Bible because they say it supports incest. What is Abraham actually saying here?
He's saying that this is his sister-in-law, because that's what she truly is.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we read it before, and I said she's.
Well, why you say sister-in-law? Why you say it like that?
I say that because he. How do I
Don't say sister-in-law. Sister-in-law is like you marry a woman and then her family becomes your family, and now so her sister is your sister. That's what an in-law would be. So like, don't say it like that. What do you mean by that? Like, say what you mean by that. Because I think I know that you're right, but I think you might be saying it the wrong way.
I'm saying, to put it simply, like,
what does he mean when he says this is she is my sister? He's telling Abimelech, because Abimelech like, you said this was your sister, but nigga, that's your wife. And he like, well, she is my sister, but she's the daughter of my father, but not the daughter of my mother. What do he mean by that?
I mean that she is the daughter of his father, not by the mother, because of, I believe, I want to say it's
getting that brain working. That's all right. Go ahead.
As I'm trying to remember and recall it, you know what I'm saying? She's not directly Abraham's father's daughter, but she married somebody that was close to Abraham's father. Not her.
Mm-mm.
But
that's not a good way to explain it. I understand what you're trying to say. Well, this is when he says this is my sister, the daughter of my father. She's saying that they come from the same. He's saying that they come from the same lineage. That's it. Because remember, this is pre-Israel. This is before we had tribes. You can't say she's a Manassite. You can't say that she's a Judite. You can't say that, right? So, what Abraham is saying is that she comes from my lineage. When you go and you read, when Abraham, we'll read this, I think, in the next couple of weeks when we read on the Sabbath service. Abraham told Isaac, "Go and get a daughter of your people. Like, go and get a wife out of the daughters of your people." Why would Abraham call Isaac's future wife a daughter of his people? Because they come from the same lineage. She is offspring from that lineage. There's always been a chosen lineage. You understand that, right? Going back from Adam down, it wasn't Cain, right? And it could have been Abel, but Abel got killed by Cain, right? So then after Cain and Abel, it became Seth, and then down through Seth, it came Noah. He was part of that chosen lineage. After Noah, it became Shem, right? Blessed be the Lord God of Shem, right? And then after that, it became Heber, right? Which was the father of the Hebrews. And then it became Abraham, which is where we at right now. It's always been a chosen line, but I just mentioned like 6 men. But those 6 men had daughters. And so we want daughters of them. Right? Yeah. So a Shemite should be with a Shemite. We shouldn't deal with a Hamite or a Canaanite. We shouldn't deal with what's the other one? Another Japhite. We shouldn't deal with any of those nations. We should deal with the same people. And the Lord has always been like that. Even we read this a few weeks back, right? In Genesis, the 6th chapter, we talked about the fact that the Most High loved Noah because he was perfect in his generations. Because the Lord has always cared about that. He's always cared about interracial marriage. He don't want you to have interracial marriage because we know what comes with that, right?
Yeah.
And so that's why Abraham, I'm breaking it down all the way, because there is, if you stay in this truth long enough, there is somebody that's going to come up against you and try to say that the Bible condones incest by saying this, because they're going to say, well, Abraham had sex with his sister. And if you don't know what they're talking about, you're like, what? Man, show me. And then they're going to come to this verse and you're going to be like, you don't know what to say. So that's how you explain that. You explain it by just understanding the same way that I can walk up to this QT, see a black sister, she a Judite, that's my sister. You understand? Because she's my people. That's all.
Right.
But let's keep reading.
Verse 13. And it came to pass when God caused me to wander.
Sluggy, give me 1 second. Hey, sis, if you could type your question a little bit more clearly, Sister Sunshine. I believe that you're asking a question, but I think that half of your question is getting cut off. If you could ask that more clearly and concise, I'll answer your question. But go ahead.
Verse 13. And it came to pass when God caused me to wander from my father's house, that I said unto her, this is thy kindness which thou shalt shew unto me. At every place whither we shall come, say of me, he is my brother.
Right. He's just using wisdom. That's all this is. Keep going.
Verse 14. And Abimelech took sheep and oxen and men servants and women servants, and gave them unto Abraham, and restored him Sarah his wife. And Abimelech said, behold, my land is before thee, dwell where it pleaseth thee. And unto Sarah he said, behold, I have given thy brother 1,000 pieces of silver. Behold, he is to thee a covering of the eyes, unto all that are with thee, and with all other, thus she was reproved. Verse 17. So Abraham prayed unto God, and God healed Abimelech and his wife and his maidservants, and they bare children.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 18. For the Lord had fast closed up all the wombs of the house of Abimelech because of Sarah, Abraham's wife.
All right, let's read on into the 21st chapter.
I can't. Book of Isaac.
Genesis chapter 21. The book of Isaac. That's a new book. I ain't never heard of that book. Go ahead. No, you little things on here. I understand. No, you too well. Go ahead.
Look at Genesis chapter 21, verse 1. And the Lord visited Sarah as he had said, and the Lord did unto Sarah as he had spoken.
Mm-hmm.
For Sarah conceived and bare Abraham a son in his old age, and at the set time in which God had spoken to him.
Right, and we talked about this a little bit last week, right? They did not, it was hard, and I understand many people when they, like, I understand, this is going to sound bad, but I'm going to say it because I want y'all to understand that I get where brothers and sisters in the world is coming from. I understand people's doubt in the Most High. Like I said, I know it's going to sound bad, but I want y'all to understand where I'm coming from. I have to understand where they're coming from. I have to understand people's doubt in the Most High. Otherwise, I can't teach them. If I don't understand where they're coming from, I can't teach them. Right? I've been a brother in the world before, and I understand that at times it's very hard to believe that the Most High can work miracles. All right. Well, we read a couple of weeks back, we read that the Most High had promised Abraham and Sarah children, and they was well. She was past her flower. Like, she was past her age, menopause, all of that. All right. And the Most High promised her children, and she laughed. And I can't say that I don't understand where she was coming from. Like the Most High gonna promise me children. I ain't got no more eggs. I'm done. That's it. You understand? That's it. But once again, that comes from a lack of understanding the power that the Most High has. And this is a perfect example of the power that the Most High has. Now, I know it seems like it's something small, but for any sister, women should know about menopause. If you're young, you might be young, right? A woman still should understand what menopause is. Menopause is after your flower. It's after you have passed the age of your flower, meaning you no longer have your cycle every month because you're no longer dropping them eggs every month. You're done. You can't have children at that point. Now, to understand that is to understand that once you hit that point, you can no longer have children, right?
Right.
It's impossible, like medically impossible. There's nothing nobody can do for you to create children. To understand that is to also understand that this is a goddamn miracle. This sister was past her age. She wasn't producing eggs. She was done. She couldn't have children. She was what the Bible calls barren.
Right.
But the Lord gave her children for Abraham's sake. And that is a miracle. That's why I said, I know it seemed like it's not really that big of a deal, but that's a big goddamn deal. You understand? And so the Most High gave them children. Why? Why did he do that? Because he promised it. The Lord says this in the Bible several times. He said that my word will not return unto me void. So the Most High is not, if he say he gonna do something, it's gonna happen. That's why I love this Bible so much, is because the prophecy in this Bible come true day in and day out. I see it every day. Because no matter what, you might think that the world is in this state when really the Lord said it was going to be this way. So somehow, some way, he going to make it happen. I done see the prophecies of the Most High come true in front of my face. And it was unexpected. But he made it happen. And that's the same thing once again, that's why I love this Bible so much and I believe in it. That's where my faith comes from. My faith comes from the prophecies in this Bible. That's why the Bible tells us that the Spirit of Christ is the spirit of prophecy, because that's where my faith comes. I mean, I know a lot of brothers might have faith in the Bible for other reasons, right? But me personally, these prophecies, the fact that the Most High has proved to me that this is his holy text, I got to believe in it. You understand? Well, same thing for Abraham and Sarah. Let's bring it back full circle. For Abraham and Sarah, they had to believe in the Most High, because there's no way that this sister was going to have children at such an old age, after she was barren, after she went through menopause. The Lord still gave her children. That is truly a work of the Most High. Keep reading, Baba Michelle.
Come on. Verse 2. For Sarah conceived and bare Abraham a son in his old age, at the set time which God has spoken to him. And Abraham called the name of his son that was born unto him, whom Sarah bare to him, Isaac.
Mm-hmm. This is Isaac. We understand that Isaac is part of that whole, and we're talking about a holy lineage. Well, this is part of that holy lineage. All right. And that's why, once again, Isaac, I don't want to go too far deep into it, right? But Isaac was born immaculately, right? Just like how people say that Christ was born immaculately, like he was born, they call it the Immaculate Conception, because they try to say that Joseph did not have sex with Mary, right? And that the angel Gabriel came to her and basically impregnated her, right? And that's how Christ was born. That's how they say that, right? And they say that because that angel was sent to tell Mary, you're going to have a child, even though you have not lied down with man yet, right?
Right.
Well, if we go back into Genesis, I believe the 18th chapter, right? Excuse me. An angel came to Abraham and Sarah the same manner and said, hey, you're going to have a child. And remember, I was just talking about the fact that Sarah laughed because she was like, ain't no way I can't have no children. I'm old. I went through menopause already. I'm done. Can't have no kids. What are you talking about? I'm gonna have kids. And the angel was like, just wait. You gonna have a child. And then now here we are in Genesis 21st chapter, and she's having a child. He was born immaculately. This is something that you can also utilize when people try to say that the so-called virgin birth or the immaculate conception, to try to say that Jesus Christ didn't have a physical father, that he was only born of the Holy Spirit. You can use this to say, well, Isaac was born in the same manner. An angel came to Sarah and told her she was going to have a child, and she laughed the same way that Mary was like, how can I have a child? I haven't known a man. Right? Same thing. I ain't trying to go too deep for y'all, but when you go into regeneration, the same way that Isaac was born is the same way that Christ was born when he walked the earth. Well, that they was the same people. Isaac was just Isaac was somebody that walked the earth at that time, the same way that Christ was somebody that walked the earth when he was around in 30 AD. Because they was the same people. They was born in the same fashion, right? We can get into that another time, right? Like I said, I don't want to go too deep into it, but they are the same. That Isaac was just an incarnation of what Christ was. Like I said, that's something we can go into in another time, but I want to make sure I put that out there, right? And like I said, that's something that you can also use for people to try to say that Jesus Christ was born without male seed, right? But let's keep reading. Go ahead.
Verse 4. And Abraham circumcised his son Isaac, being 8 days old, as God had commanded him.
Right. And that's, once again, that's the law of circumcision, right? That's a law in the Bible. If you have a son, you have to circumcise your son on the 8th day. Not a day before, not a day after. All right. That's a law in the Bible. That goes back to here, to Abraham, right? Go ahead.
Right. Verse 5. And Abraham was 100 years old when his son Isaac was born unto him.
Right. So Abraham was 100 years old when this boy was born. All right. And Sarah, I believe she was 96, I think, some around that age, right? So of course we understand today, in today's day and age, we understand that she was too goddamn old to be having children. Right. But if the Lord tell you that you're gonna have a child, goddamn it, you're gonna have a child. Right? Because the word of the Lord will not return unto him void, right? Keep going.
Right. Verse 6. And Sarah said, God hath made me to laugh, so that all that hear will laugh with me.
Remember we was talking about when Sarah laughed at the Most High? Because the Most High said, I'm going to make you pregnant. I'm going to make sure that you have a child. She laughed. Because it's ridiculous. But the Lord is ridiculous. The Lord is extreme. He'll make things happen that you couldn't imagine. Right. There's stories all throughout this Bible. He done made donkeys talk. You understand? He done made Jesus Christ walk on water. He done made Jesus Christ turn water into wine. He done did all of these things, these miracles that you find in the Bible. The Lord produced these things. So the Lord is ridiculous. So you might think that what the Lord is promising you is ridiculous. You know, people call us ridiculous because we say that the Most High is going to make us rulers on his earth. Imagine that. Black people, Black and Hispanic people, the peons of this earth, the people that everybody hates, nobody wants to be around. They think that the Mexicans are stealing all the jobs. They think that Black people are lazy and stupid. Those people are going to be the rulers of the earth. That's ridiculous. You're right. It is ridiculous. But the Most High is ridiculous. He'll make a woman that's 90 years old pregnant. You understand me?
Yeah.
And he'll make Blacks and Hispanics rule the entire earth. That's the God that we serve. You better figure out who this God of this Bible is. You better understand it, because he's ridiculous, and he'll make the things that you think are stupid and make no sense to you, he'll make them make sense, because he'll make them happen. Right? Let's keep reading.
Oh, God. But verse 7. And she said, who would have said unto Abraham that Sarah should give children suck? For I have borne him a son in his old age.
Go ahead.
And the child grew and was weaned, and Abraham made a great feast the same day that Isaac was weaned. Mm-hmm. Verse 9. And Sarah saw the son of Hagar, the Egyptian, which she had born unto Abraham, mocking. Wherefore she said unto Abraham, cast out this bondwoman and her son.
So now we're getting into the meat of this topic, right? If you're watching online, you can see that the topic today is the bond and the free. Now we're about to talk about the thing. Talk about what we're actually talking about today. The most important thing, remember I talked about it at the beginning of this class, that Paul mentions what we're about to read about, all right, in the book of Galatians. And we'll read that too. But this is important. This is spiritual. Like, people look at this Bible and they believe that when they read in these things, they're just stories. But there's a spiritual essence to these things that we have to understand. When you understand the spirit behind what's being said here and what's going on in this story, then you'll understand what the rest of the Bible is about. Right? Let's keep reading.
Come. For the son of this bondwoman shall not be heir with my son, even with Isaac.
And so what is Sarah saying? She's saying, because now remember, Abraham had two sons at this point. He had Isaac and he had Ishmael. Ishmael was born first. That means that he's supposed to get the inheritance, right?
Right.
But Sarah come to Abraham and say, I don't want, because remember, Abraham had Ishmael with Hagar, the Egyptian, with somebody that she's not in that chosen lineage that we was talking about earlier. Right. She not in that. This is some I don't want to say that. She's some broad. She's some woman. And that child, Sarah understood. I talked about this about a month and a half ago. And Sarah is actually very smart. She's a smart sister. She understands things, like the Lord was working through her. What Sarah is saying is just not some bitch running her mouth. Like, you would think what's happening right now is like Sarah's just like mad because Abraham got this other woman pregnant and his other son, and so she don't want nothing to do with him. That's what it sounds like if you're thinking carnally. But in all actuality, the Lord is with Sarah on this. She's saying, cast that woman out and the son that you created with her, which is Ishmael, because I don't want my child. She understood that Isaac, the child that she bore to Abraham, that was a child of the promise. And I don't want them dealing with each other at all, because I don't want the child of the promise dealing with the child of hell. I don't want them together. Right? Keep reading.
Okay. Verse 11. And the thing was very grievous in Abraham's sight because of his son.
And Abraham is human. He understands this, but at the same time, he like, damn, well, this is my son. This girl, this is my wife. She coming up to me telling me, hey, get rid of your other son. This is my son. I created him. This is my son. That's my seed. Right?
Right.
I understand that I lay with this Egyptian woman that, that bore me this son, but at the same time, like, it's still my son. You understand? And so he grieved in his mind because he has a dilemma now. Like, damn, she's saying get rid of, that's my son though. Right?
Right.
He a human being. He has emotions. He thinking like, damn, this is a dilemma that I'm putting myself in. Right? Keep going.
Right. Verse 12. And God said unto Abraham, let it not be grievous in thy sight because of the lad. So
now the Most High had to step in. And that's why I said the Most High was working through Sarah. Sarah was not just some evil bitch saying, you got that other bitch pregnant. Get rid of that. She's not doing that. She's saying this because this was God inspired. And that's, once again, y'all try to say us in the UPK, we don't love our sisters. We love sisters. We understand that sisters can be used by the Most High. Right? We understand. We have a day that we celebrate every year called Purim, which is about a sister named Esther that was righteous, and we praise that sister. We give praise what praise is due. We praise that sister. We praise Judith. Judith was another sister that was righteous. Y'all just mad because we don't praise every dumb broad in the street. You understand?
Right.
But Sarah, we praise that sister. She was right. The Lord used her, right, to tell Abraham what he needed to do. And when Abraham was grieved and didn't want to listen to his wife, even though she was right, the Most High had to step in. And the Most High had to say, hey, don't be grieved. Don't let this thing be grievous in your sight. What your wife is telling you is true. The Lord will use these sisters. We're not monsters and animals that think that women are just the dumb scum of the earth. We're not stupid. We know the Most High will use a sister. We're reading it right now. Go ahead.
You know, say too, you know, saying, and she heard like Isaac heard like, you know, saying, she was supposed to bear his son, the heir.
Right.
You know, saying, and her being impatient, said, "Oh, you know, just take this Egyptian one, my servant."
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And now that the son is here and Isaac's here, now she realized, oh, no, that wasn't even supposed to go down like that. This firstborn son, he wasn't even supposed to be the heir. Period.
Right.
Like he wasn't the, like you said, he wasn't the prime seed. Like it was, most I said that Sarah would bear that seed.
Right.
And she became impatient. Now she's like, nah, he gotta go because he ain't even supposed to be here anyway.
Right. Yeah. And that's, you know, it's a lot to go into that. I mean, she, once again, like you said, she understood that she was really wrong for making that decision. You understand? Like that wasn't how it was supposed to go. But the Lord allows these things to happen so that way what he has going on can come into full effect. The Ishmaelites had to be born. The reason why the Ishmaelites had to be born is because prophecy had to be fulfilled. That's why, once again, I was just saying this about 10 minutes ago. The reason why I believe in the Bible wholeheartedly is because of prophecy and how it gets fulfilled. The Ishmaelites have to exist because of what we see going on right now in the Middle East. You understand?
Right.
That has to happen before Jesus Christ can return. All of these things, I know I'm going kind of off, but all of these things have to happen. They're like puzzle pieces. It's like a chessboard. It's like this move has to get made. And sometimes when you playing chess, if anybody plays chess, when you playing chess at times, your opponent might make a move that look like, why the hell would he make that move? You got to think about it because it's like, he making either he's stupid as hell or he's smart as hell because he making this move and he putting this piece in danger, but he might just be putting that piece in danger to do this, that, and the third. If you know anything about chess, you understand what I'm talking about. Well, that's the way that the Most High operate. You might think like, well, it was a mistake for Ishmael to be born in the first place, but Ishmael had to be born because he was going to be the wild man that occupies the Middle East. So that way that the wars that we see coming about right now, they wouldn't come about without Ishmael. Ishmael got to be involved. That's just part of prophecy. It's the way that that is manifest destiny. So like it, that's the Lord manifesting destiny. All right, not the way that these white people use manifest destiny. I'm talking about the Lord, right? The Lord is manifesting His destiny right now because of these types of things that you think that it didn't have. Ishmael didn't have to be born. It could have just been one way or the other, right? But regardless, these things all had to happen and had to be documented so we can read these things and teach them to you so you can understand why the world is in the state that it's in right now, 3,000 years after what we're reading about. All right, let's keep reading them.
Okay. From the top, verse 12, and God said unto Abraham, let it not be grievous in thy sight because of the lad, and the bondwoman, and because of thy bondwoman. In all that Sarah hath said unto thee, hearken unto her voice.
The Lord said what?
Hearken unto her voice.
Sometimes you got to listen to your wife, Hakim. Sometimes your wife is right. All right. Like I said, and we teach this in here. We don't I think that y'all hear us talking about women at times because the Bible talks about women. We talk about men too. Most of the time we talking about men and how stupid men are. And they got to come into the truth and learn how to not be stupid anymore.
Right.
But y'all forget about that. You hear us talking about Eve and you just get off of your goddamn tail. You mad in the mug, right? But we talk about the things that the Bible talk about. Well, this is also something that we teach. We also teach that sometimes your wife is right and you're wrong. That's not impossible. We read in Abraham, the friend of the Most High, he was wrong. He was grieved about what his wife had said. And the Most High had to come to him and say, listen to your wife, Ak. Sometimes you got to listen to your wife. Sometimes your wife is right. Right? Keep reading.
Hearken unto her voice, for in Isaac shall thy seed be called.
And for in Isaac shall thy seed be called. The Most High is reaffirming with Abraham, listen, your seed, your royal bloodline, it can only go through one man at a time. And Isaac is who your seed is called through. Ishmael is not going to be your holy lineage, but Isaac will maintain your holy lineage, going down through Jacob and going down through the 12 tribes, right? Keep going.
Verse 13. And also of the son of the bondwoman will I make a nation.
And he's saying, look, I understand that it's your son. I understand. So you will have, your son will have a nation. Like the Most High said, he'll make a nation out of Ishmael. And he has, right? Ishmael is a mighty nation.
God.
I would say one of the most mighty nations that exist. Y'all see them Saudi Arabians out there, y'all might think that they're just wearing cloth on their back and robes and putting these little turbans on their head. Them cats is richer than you and I could ever imagine. Y'all ever seen Dubai? Ain't that like the place that everybody, when you think about rich, you think about Dubai?
God.
Well, that's Ishmaelites. Those are Saudi Arabians that are there. They are extremely rich. The Lord has made a great and mighty nation out of those Saudi Arabians, out of the Ishmaelites. You might look at them because of the way America teaches you. America teaches you that they're just like these cats that just be shooting these guns and just wild. And y'all might have seen them with them them four-wheel drive vehicles. You know how they be doing that thing where they kind of they ride on the side of the road and like lift their car up and they driving on two wheels. You ever seen that?
Yeah.
Like they just wild men. But beside that, them cats is making money. They rich. They are, and they own that. Like that land that they riding off on, they own that. That's they stuff. That's they land. Them cats is rich. They own all of them guns. You understand? Like the Most High has given them that because the Lord promised to Abraham that he would make a mighty nation out of them people. Those are Abraham's children too. Are they children of the promise? No, but they are Abraham's children. And the Lord blessed them because of Abraham. Let's keep reading.
Okay. And also, verse 13. And also the son of the bondwoman will I make a nation, because he is thy seed.
And that's the only reason why they blessed, is because they're the seed of Abraham. Keep going.
Verse 14. And Abraham rose up early in the morning and took bread and a bottle of water, gave it unto Hagar, putting it on her shoulder and the child, and sent her away. And she departed and wandered in the wilderness of Beersheba.
Like Abraham wasn't playing about dealing with the Most High. He wasn't playing. Like if the Most High told him to do something, he was doing it, no matter how bad it might have felt. Think about that. Think about that, Art. Like think about how you love this child, but the Lord said, I know that's your child. I know you raised him up. This isn't a baby either. It's not a baby. This is a child that he has raised up that has its own personality. He has his own personality. Like he's raised this boy up. And the Lord come to you in a vision. Your wife tell you this shit. Excuse me. Your wife tell you this first. And then the Lord come to you in a vision and tell you, hey, your wife is right. You got to get rid of this boy and his mama. Like, damn, I've created a life with this cat. It's my son. It's my seed. Can you imagine right now just giving up one of your children? But Abraham was the type of brother, he gonna do it. He'll do it. And he did it. He had that dream, and then he woke up in the morning from that dream, and he went and he gave that woman Hagar a bottle of water, got all her stuff together for her, and say, hey, you and that boy get out of here. And you think that she was just like, okay. You don't think she was crying? You don't think it was dramatic? Like the Bible not recording all of that, but don't you think that she's crying? The boy is confused. This your son. He confused like, Daddy, wait. And you like, nah. And you gotta hold back tears. Cause the boy like, Daddy, wait, what are you doing? And you gotta hold back tears and be like, nah, son, you gotta go. You'll be blessed. Like the Lord just told him, right? He'll be blessed. So you'll be blessed. But I gotta do this. I have to. See, in the truth, we're gonna be faced with many situations that are like that. Maybe not to that extreme, but we're gonna be faced with that many times. And you have to be like Abraham. You got to just do what the Lord say and deal with it. Just deal with it. I know that don't feel good. It's like not a good feeling. You understand? You're gonna have to. There's jobs that you're gonna have to deny. You're gonna have to turn down money at certain times. You're gonna have to turn down women. You want this woman, but she's this way, and you can't have her be this way. So you're gonna turn her down. You might have a child that does something that we are absolutely against, that the Lord is absolutely against, and you're gonna have to reject your child the same way. And you're gonna have to be like Abraham. You're gonna have to see what we don't read is the drama that ensues from this.
Right.
You don't like you read this and you think that Abraham just woke up, yawned, stretched. Oh, all right, let me go kick this bitch and that little nigga out. Like he ain't do it like that. You understand? He had to wake up. He was sore, vexed. The woman don't know what's coming. The boy don't know what's coming. They both confused. They like, damn. Well, can you explain what's going? Like none of that is being recorded, but we know that's what happened because we know humans. We understand people and human nature. Nobody just gonna get kicked out of their dwelling place that they've been for 7-8 years and just not ask any questions. No child, no 8-year-old boy is gonna be like, well, Dad. No 8-year-old boy is gonna be like, well, I guess this is what it is. I'm just gonna go. No, they're gonna be asking questions. You're gonna. So Abraham had to deal with all of that, but he did it, and that's the point. The point is that he did it, and that it wasn't easy. The Bible narrates it almost like it was easy because it just gives you the point for point detail. That's it. But it doesn't dive into the fact that Abraham had to fight. You understand? And so that's the other thing that I wanted to make sure we brought out today, right? When we talk about the bond and the free, we have to understand that when he kicked that woman and that child out of his house, it's reminiscent of many things that we'll have to do in our lives being in the truth and serving the Most High. We'll have to kick certain things out of our life that we are not going to be happy about. Many people, when they come into the truth for the first time, they have to change a lot. A lot of our brothers and sisters smoke. A lot of our brothers and sisters drink themselves to a stupor. They're alcoholics. A lot of our brothers and sisters indulge themselves in much sin. But when they come into the truth, they have to break up with it. Like when you stop being that person that was in the world, you're breaking up with something. That sounds like corny, but that's what it is. You have a relationship with sin. And so when you come into the truth, you have to break up from it. You have to divorce it. And any man that's ever been through a divorce understands that that's not a light thing. You understand? It's not a light thing to have to go through a divorce. But when you come into the truth, you have to divorce the old things that you used to do. And it's a lot. And so it's a hard thing. But regardless, you have to do it. You understand? Let's keep reading because we got to get through this. I gotta close this class down. So, like you, I know I'm holding y'all for quite some time. Forgive me. Let's read this out and then. Matter of fact. Hold on. Let me skip you down just a bit because we need to go. Salaki. We want Genesis 21 and 25. What verse we at?
We're at verse 15.
Okay, give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, Salaki. Okay, give me verse 16.
Verse 16.
Okay.
The book of Genesis, chapter 21, verse 16. And she went and sat down over against him a good way off, as it were a bow shot. For she said, let me not see the death of the child. She sat over against him and lifted up her voice and wept. And God heard the voice of the lad. And the angel of God called to Hagar out of heaven and said unto her, what aileth thee, Hagar?
So God is talking to who?
Hagar.
Now, this is another thing. That's why I said it's like 4 classes I can teach out of just what we're talking about today. Do God deal with the other nations?
Come.
Yeah. Don't ever, like, there'll be a Christian that come up to you. You got to, like, this is the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. We got to be practical. All right. And we got to apply this Bible practically. And if somebody comes up to you and asks you, well, do God deal with the other nations? No, God not dealing with the other nations. Well, you have just put yourself in a pit. Because then they're going to bring this verse out to you. And they're going to say, well, didn't God talk to Hagar? Was Hagar an Israelite? Now, you're either going to lie and say Hagar is an Israelite, or you're going to have to say, well, that's not what I meant. Well, then say what you mean from the jump then. Yeah, God deal with the other nations. Absolutely. That don't mean the other nations are going to be saved. Like in this instance, because once again, I'm bringing this up because I've seen Christians bring these points up to try to say that God deals with the other nations. They'll bring up Rahab and stuff like that too. But this is one that they'll bring up. And you just have to understand what's happening here. So do God deal with the other nations? Yeah, he deals with every nation because every nation is his creation. However, the Israelites have the Lord's favor. Now, God is dealing with Hagar here. Why?
Because her son is Ishmael.
And why does that matter?
Because Ishmael is Abraham's son.
Because it's Abraham's son. The Lord is only talking to Hagar here for Abraham's sake. And that's what you got to understand. When the Lord dealing with these other nations, he's always dealing with them for our sake. Find me a scripture in the Bible when the Most High is dealing with another nation for their own sake. Find me that. You can't do it. I'll bet you $1,000. I'll put $1,000 on the line. Find me a scripture where the Most High is dealing with another nation for their own sake to benefit them. You won't find it. When the Lord made the donkey to talk because of that Moabite, it wasn't for the Moabite's sake. It was for the children of Israel. Anytime you see the Lord dealing with another nation, you see that he's dealing with them for the sake of the children of Israel. I just wanted to point that out. Salakia. But keep reading.
Okay. What aileth thee, Hagar? Fear not, for God hath heard the voice of the lad where he is.
And she felt bad because of her son. She like, damn, me and my son got kicked out of that. What do we do? She a single mom now. You understand? And she thinking about her son, which any woman would think about. She carried that boy in her womb for 9 months. All right? Go ahead.
I'd like to point out one thing real quick, too, is that Hagar did something that a lot of, not just women, but people do here, but a lot of women would do is they would do something, then they get the consequences of it. Then I'm like, well, I don't know what I did wrong.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I just said earlier how she was mocking Sarah.
Right.
Because she had the firstborn son.
Right.
And so when she gets put out, now she's like, oh, I don't even know what I did wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I'm out here, I got my son now. This is just me and him. I don't know what happened.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of that, it's called.
How the tables turn.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, that was it. She just, you know what I'm saying? She did something. There's consequences to it. Now she out there on her own. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, a lot of women do that. They'll, you know what I'm saying? They'll have a child with a man that they know might not be good, but they're all alone with the baby. What happened? Why am I alone with this baby?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you sat with somebody you probably shouldn't have slept with.
Right.
Or you dealt with somebody you had no business dealing with.
Right. That's called accountability.
In Sarah's case, Hagar's case, let's say she's mocking, she's mocking Sarah, who she had to know that Abraham loved dearly.
Right.
But you're mocking because you got the firstborn son.
Right.
And now you're not around no more.
Exactly. Yeah. Absolutely. Keep reading.
Verse 18. Arise and lift up the lad and hold him in thy hand, for I will make him a great nation. Verse 19. And God opened her eyes, and she saw a well of water, and she went and filled the bottle with water and gave the lad drink.
Good.
And God was with the lad, and he grew and dwelt in the wilderness and became an archer. And he dwelt in the wilderness of Paran. And his mother took him a wife out of the land of Egypt. Verse 22. And it came to pass at that time that Abimelech and Phicol, the chief captain of his host, spake unto Abraham, saying, God is with thee in all that thou doest.
And
now,
God is with who? Who is this talking about?
God's with Abraham.
Go ahead.
Now therefore swear unto me here by God that thou wilt not deal falsely with me, nor with my son, nor with my son's son, but according to the kindness that I have done unto thee, thou shalt do unto me the land wherein thou hast sojourned. And Abraham said, I will swear. And Abraham reproved Abimelech because of a well of water, which Abimelech's servants had violently taken away. Verse 26.
That's it. That's it, Con. So we'll get into that next week. Once again, we're reading the Bible all the way through. So next week, we'll continue on from there. We'll get a little bit more context on that. I don't want to break too much of that down just yet. Next week, we'll talk about it because we're going to talk about next week, we'll talk about the remainder of Abraham's journey and what that entails. There's going to be a lot of, like next week, we'll have a lot to talk about. Lord allow, I won't make the class this long next week. So lucky y'all. I pray y'all forgive me. But that's the point, right? So now, what do we understand from today's class? We understand that the Moabites and the Ammonites, that's not a reason. That's not the Bible is documenting these things, but not because it's glorifying them. He's just saying that, like, the Most High allowed these things to be documented because the Lord wants these things to be put into our records so we can understand where these nations come from. Don't let somebody come to you and try to utilize our records against us. These are just records. They're historical records. People look at the Bible as it's some sort of spooky thing, like everything you find in it means something. No, sometimes it's just a historical record. You read the book of Chronicles, you find out that there's some things that was just in there. You find these lineages in there. I mean, God damn it, sometimes it take an hour to read through some of these lineages. You understand? I'm being exaggerative, but sometimes you find lineage, the son of this, the son of that, the son of this, the son of that, for like five chapters down there. You understand? But it's not because it's supposed to be something. You're not supposed to be able to pull something out of that. It's just documenting this family. Well, the story that we read about Moab and Ammon was just documenting where the Moabites and the Ammonites come from. That's it. Yeah. Don't make it like, don't allow somebody to come and use your record against you and say, well, the Bible condones it. That's not true. The Bible don't condone that. We just read it in Leviticus the 18th chapter. The Bible don't condone that. The Bible is against what happened with Lot and his daughters, right? What you come to find out as we read this Bible, we come to find out that the Bible protects itself. You think you can use the Bible to fight me, when in actuality, this Bible protects itself and protects me. Because it's going to, the thing that you say that the Bible is saying, it's not saying. And I'm not just going to say, well, no, you're wrong and I'm right. No, I can prove it with the same thing that you're trying to fight me with. You're trying to fight me with this Bible. Let me pull this Bible out. Let me show you that the Bible doesn't say what you think it's saying, and I'm going to prove it. And that's kind of like today, that's kind of what I wanted to focus on. And going into what we was talking about with Hagar, right? And Abraham sending him out of her house. I mean, excuse me, him out of his house, right? That is something that we can learn a lot from as well. The people in this Bible is human. Don't look at Abraham like he a God. You understand?
Right.
Don't look at Lot like he got. Lot was fallible. Lot was a righteous brother, but he was fallible. He got too goddamn drunk. His sisters got him drunk, and you understand?
Yeah.
Was it his fault? You can't really say that, but at the same time, a human being. You ever been drunk and you don't remember the night before? You understand? Well, these brothers and sisters in this Bible, they're just like us. And the other thing I want y'all to make sure that you take from this is that we don't hate women. I have to say that because people say that we hate women. So that's the only reason I have to say that. Because women inside of this school know that we don't hate women, right?
Right.
It's very obvious to them. We love them. We give these sisters flowers. Like we make sure these sisters is good. These sisters call us at any time of the night, wherever the hell you at. And you think something is wrong, we pull it up. We here. We protect and love our sisters. And at the same time, we look and we also teach that Sister Sarah, she knew better than her husband at that point. It happened. That go shoot. You can read the story of Nabal and Abigail. Sometimes these sisters know what they're talking about, Akim. Sometimes you got to understand that.
Yeah.
It's all right. Don't let your pride sink you into a hole to where you not. I don't listen to no woman. All right, brother. Nabal didn't listen to no woman. You understand? He almost got a goddamn whole house killed because he don't want to listen to no woman. If Abraham hadn't listened to no woman, there wouldn't be no nation of Israel. You stupid idiot. You understand? Sometimes you got to listen to it. Sometimes your wife is right. Anyway, the point being, it's a lot that could be taught from today's class, but I just want to make sure that everybody was able to take something away from this class. I know we're running a lot over. We're going to go ahead and close out. Yes, Amar?
A lot, sir.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and close out with the prayers. All right. Imagine, which means to stand. Praying with dumb, which means to turn and face the east. All right, beginning with the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Avanawa. Bashamayim. Kadash. Hayah. Shamka. Yahweh. Malakwaka. Sabah. Zaka. Hayah. Shah. Barataza. Kawa. Hayah. Bashamayim. Talanawa. Acham. Kayawam. Wasalakanawa. Kawatnawa. Kasalaknawa. Kawatinawa. Taba'ah. It's like a Taba'ah now. On the side one. It's like a ball. Hawashai now. Mayan. Rakaya. Raka. Amalakwa. Allah. Tabaroth. Lamyum. It's like Aman. The Lord's Prayer in the English. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come. Thy will be done on earth. As it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. And forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not to temptation. But deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom. And the power. And the glory. Forever. So be it. Be a cop for the power in the Hebrew. Yahweh. Hashem Yahushai. Yahushai. Atalanawa Kak. Akala Rapa'ah. Akal Maka'ala. Akal Madawa. Akala Tahar. Hamat Zarayim. Akala Kwayam. Hamathium. Akat Arakawa. Atama'ala. Agarshan. Hashem Yahushai. Wadaman. In the English, Yahweh. And then we Yahushai. Please give us the power. The power to heal all manner of sickness. And all manner of disease. The power to cleanse the lepers. The power to raise the dead. The power against unclean spirits. To cast them out. And then we Yahushai. Thank you so beautiful. We're going to read the prayers that bless Israel in the Hebrew. Yahweh. Bashem Yahushai. Barak Lanawa. Wayashala. Abayasaparium. Barak.
Barak.
Hashem Yahushai,
Hashem Yahushai.
Waraman.
Waraman.
In the English, Yahweh.
Yahweh.
And then we be Yahushai.
Name Yahushai.
Bless us
Bless us.
and Israel
And Israel.
and the school.
In the school.
In the name of Yahushai,
Name Yahushai.
thank you, so be it.
Thank you, so be it.
Psalms the 121st chapter in the Hebrew. Asha'ah,
Asha'ah.
Ayanya,
Ayanya.
Ahaharya,
Ahari.
Mayan,
Mayan.
Yaba'am,
Yaba'am.
Isaiah,
Isaiah.
Isaiah,
Isaiah.
Ma'aim,
Ma'aim.
Yahweh,
Yahweh.
Aisha,
Aisha.
Shamayam,
Shamayam.
Wa'aratazah,
Wa'aratazah.
Al-Yathan,
Ayathan.
Lamawat,
Mawat.
Ragalka,
Ragal.
Ayanawam,
Yanawam.
Shamarka,
Shamarka.
Hana,
Nah.
La'a,
La'a.
Yanawam,
Yanawam.
Wala'a,
Wala'a.
Yayashan,
Yayashan.
Shamar,
Shamar.
Yasha Allah,
Yasha'Allah.
Yahweh,
Yahweh.
Shamarka,
Shamarka.
Yahweh,
Yahweh.
Tazalka,
Tazalka.
Al-Yad,
Al-Yad.
Yamlinka,
Yamlinka.
Yawamam,
Yawamam.
Ashamash,
Ashamash.
La'a,
La'a.
Yakaka,
Yakaka.
Wayirak,
Wayirak.
Alayala,
Alayala.
Yahweh,
Yahweh.
Yashamarka,
Shamarka.
Wakal Rai,
Wakal-Rai.
Yashamar,
Shamar.
Athnapashka,
Athnapashka.
Yahweh,
Yahweh.
Yashamar,
Shamar.
Taza'athka,
Taza'athka.
Wabawa'aka,
Wabawa'aka.
Ma'aitha,
Aitha.
Wa'ai,
Ai.
Walam.
Walam.
Psalms 121 in the English. I will lift up mine eyes into the hills.
I lift up my eyes into the hills.
From whence cometh my help?
From whence cometh my help?
My help cometh from Yahweh,
My help cometh from
which
Yahweh.
made heaven and earth.
May heaven and earth.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
You will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He that keepeth thee will not slumber.
He that keepeth thee will not slumber.
Behold,
Behold,
he that keepeth Yasharallah
he that keepeth
shall
Yasharallah
neither slumber nor sleep.
shall not slumber nor sleep.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand.
Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right
The
hand.
sun shall not smite thee by day,
The sun shall not smite thee by
nor
day,
the moon by night.
the moon by night.
Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil.
Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil.
He shall preserve thy soul.
He shall preserve thy soul.
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out
Yahweh shall preserve thy going
and
out
thy coming in,
and thy coming in.
from this time forth
From this time forth,
and even forevermore.
even forevermore.
All right, Psalms the 83rd chapter, beginning with the Hebrew. Alahayim,
Allahayim.
Adam Yalaka,
Adam Yalakah.
Al Takarash,
Al Takarash.
Al Tashakwat,
Al Tashakwat.
Al
Al
Kayahana,
Kayahana.
Awayabika,
Al Yabit.
Yamayawan,
Yamayawan.
Ra'ash,
Ra'ash.
Al Amaka,
Al
Yahweh Yamwa,
Yahweh Yamwa.
Saladah,
Saladah.
Waitha,
Waitha.
Yaitazawa,
Yaitazawa.
Al Tazapawanyaka,
Al Tazapawanyaka.
Amarwa,
Amar.
Lakawa,
Lakawa.
Lakakidam,
Nakakidam.
Magalia,
Galia.
Wala'a,
Wala'a.
Yazakar,
Yazakar.
Sham Yasha'ala,
Sham Yasha'ala.
Awada,
Awada.
Kaya,
Kaya.
Nawaitazawa,
Nawaitazawa.
Laba,
Rabah.
Yakadwa,
Yakadwa.
Al Yaka,
Al Yaka.
Maryath,
Maryah.
Yakarathwa,
Yakarath.
Ahalya,
Ahali.
Adawam,
Adawam.
Washamaliyam,
Washma Ali.
Awa'aba,
Awa'ab.
Wagaryam,
Wagari.
Gabal,
Bal.
Waimawan,
Number one.
Wamalak,
Malak.
Falashad,
Falashad.
I'm Yeshabia,
Seven.
Tazawar,
War.
Gamashawar,
War.
Alawa,
Malawah.
Imam,
Imam.
Ayawa,
Ayawa.
Zarwa,
Zarwa.
Labanya Lawat,
Bani Lawat.
Salah,
Salah.
Aishalaham,
Ashalaham.
Kamadyan,
Kamad.
Kasaya,
Kasaya.
Sara'at,
Sara'at.
Kayabyan,
Yeb.
Manakal,
Manakal.
Fayashwan,
Yashwan.
Nashamadwa,
Nashmad.
Bayan,
Bayan.
Da'ara,
Da'arat.
Ayawa,
Ayawa.
Daman,
Daman.
La'adama,
Adam.
Sayathamwa,
Shaitamwa.
Nada,
Da.
Yamawa,
Nabawa.
Ka'ira,
Ka'ira.
Kaza'aba,
Kaza'ab.
Kazabak,
Kazabak.
Katazal,
Katazal.
Mana'ai,
Mana'at.
Call,
Kal.
Sayakamwa,
Sayakamwa.
Ashar,
Shar.
Amarwa,
Marwa.
Narashah,
Shah.
Lanawa,
Nawa.
Ath,
At.
Nawat,
Nawat.
Alahayam,
Alahaya.
Alahaya,
Alahaya.
Sayathamwa,
Shaitamwa.
Kagalgala,
Kagagala.
Kakwash,
Kakwash.
Lafanyaraka,
Bani Rakat.
Ka'ash,
Ka'ash.
Slakitaba Ira,
Ira.
Ya'ira,
Ira.
Ukalaba,
Kalaba.
Talahat,
Talahat.
Aryam,
Aryam.
Khan,
Khan.
Tharadakma,
Tharadakma.
Basa Irika,
Ira.
Wabasa,
Wabasa.
Wapathka,
Pastor.
Tabalam,
Tabalam.
Mala'ah,
Mala'ah.
Hayaham,
Panyaham.
Kalawan,
Kalawan.
Wabakwashwa,
Wabakashwa.
Shamka,
Shulka.
Yahweh,
Yahweh.
Yabashwa,
Wabashwa.
Wabahawa,
Wabahawa.
Ayai,
Ayai.
Wakaparwa,
Wakaparwa.
Waabadwa,
Wabakwa.
Wadaiwa,
Wadaiwa.
Kayatha,
Kayata.
Shamka,
Shulka.
Yahweh,
Yahweh.
Labadka,
Labadka.
Ayawan,
Ayawan.
Akar,
Akar.
Aratiza.
Aratiza.
All right. Psalms 83rd chapter in the English. Keep not thou silence, O God.
Keep not thy silence, O God.
Hold not thy peace,
Hold not thy
and be
peace.
not still, O God.
And be not still, O
For
God.
lo,
For lo,
thine enemies make a tumult,
thine enemies make a tumult.
and they that hate thee have lifted up the head.
They that hate thee have lifted up the head.
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people,
They take crafty counsel against thy people.
and consulted against thy hidden
And
ones.
consulted against thy hidden ones.
They have said,
They have said,
Come,
Come,
and let us cut them off from being a nation.
let's cut them off from being a nation.
The name of
In the
Yasha'Allah
name of Yahshua,
may be no more
there
remembrance.
be no more remembrance.
For they have consulted together with one consent.
They consulted together with one consent.
They are confederate against
They
thee.
are confederate against
The tabernacles of Edom,
the tabernacles of Edom,
and the Ishmaelites,
the Israelites,
of Moab,
Moab,
and the Hagarim,
and Hagarim,
Gabal,
Baal,
and Ammon,
Ammon,
and Amalek,
Amalek,
the Philistines,
Philistines,
with the inhabitants of Tyre.
the inhabitants of Tyre.
Asor also is joined with them.
So also join with them.
They have hope in the children of Lot.
I hope the children of Lot.
Salah.
Salah.
Do unto them as unto the Midianites.
Do unto them as unto the Midianites.
As to Sisera.
As to Sisera.
As to Jabin.
As to
In
Jabin.
the book of Kassan.
Book of
Which
Kassan.
perished that endured.
Parents that endure.
They became as dung for the earth.
They became as dung for the earth.
Make their nobles like a red.
Then I was like a rat.
And like Zeel.
Like that.
Yea.
Yeah.
All their princes as Zabah.
Or their princess is by.
And as Amunah.
And that's a
Who
mood.
said,
Who said,
let us take to ourselves
let's take to
the
ourselves
houses of God
the
in
house of
possession.
God, the house of God in possession.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Make them like a wheel.
Make them like a wheel.
As the stubble before the wind.
As the stubble before the wind.
As the fire burneth the wood.
Like the fire burneth the wood.
And as the flame set the mountains on fire.
With the flames set the mountains on fire.
So persecute them with thy tempest.
So persecute them with thy tempest.
And make them afraid with thy storm.
Make them afraid with thy storm.
Fill their faces with shame.
Fill their faces with shame.
That they may see thy name.
That they receive thy name.
O Yahweh.
O Yahweh.
Let them be confounded in trouble forever.
Let them be confronted in trouble forever.
Yea.
Yea.
Let them be put to shame and perish.
Let them put to shame and perish.
That men may know that thou,
We may know that thou,
whose name alone
name alone,
is Yahweh,
is Yahweh,
art the most high of all the earth.
not the most high of all the earth.
The blessings in the Hebrew. Barakatah Yahweh.
Barakatah
Wa
Yahweh.
Yahweh Shai.
Wa Yahweh Shai.
Ma'aka Allah.
Wa Allah.
Wa Lahayam.
Wa Lahayim.
Atazab Ya'ah.
Wa Zab
Allah
Yahweh.
Wab Yahana.
Wa Yahweh.
Allah Wapiam.
Wa Wapi.
Asaranyam.
Asaranyam.
Kwatazayanyam.
Kata Zayayim.
Kaya Yayam.
Akar Yahweh.
Wa Wapiam.
Wa Wafi.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Wa Shem Yahweh Shai.
Wa Shem Yahweh Shai.
Wa Rahman.
Wa Rahman.
In the English, the blessings. Bless you, Yahweh,
Bless you, Yahweh.
and Yahweh
And
Shai,
Yahweh Shai.
and Michael,
Michael.
and the angels,
The angels.
commanding General Yohanan,
And then Yahweh.
the generals,
Generals,
the captains,
the captains,
the officers,
the officers,
the troopers,
Troopers.
and the sisters.
And the sisters.
Yahweh,
Yahweh.
in the name of Yahweh Shai.
And then Yahweh Shai.
Thank you, so be it.
Thank you so much.
All right, sorry. We'll go ahead and close out the Sabbath service with a salute. Men of Israel, Amajim Shabbat, Amajim, Barak, Yahweh, Shem Yahweh Shai, Barakatah, Adi Matah, dismissed. Thank you all y'all for tuning in. I appreciate y'all. We'll be right back at it next week. Shalom.